Yes. Hello and welcome to Season A, the platform where we speak truth to power. Sorry about that. We were just trying to get everything ready. So please do join us, share the broadcast. It's just been sort of get moving and the things. Bola to Aderitu. Good afternoon, my sister customer. John Chiki Utomi, welcome. Yes. So thank you very much. Please share the broadcast. Share. So I appreciate you all. Please help us reach more people. Very, very important. We need to get this out. We'll be joining and doing some more discussions throughout this topic today. So before we go too far ahead, we're going to listen to this track. I want people to listen to this track. up. Oh. How long? How long? How long will I go this suffer? How long? How long? How long? How long will I go this suffer? How long? How long? How long? How long? I just wonder. How long? My people, I want make una know say oh, self-determination oh, na your right to my people, I want make una know say oh, self-determination na your right to confirm. You must fight for your right. You must stand for your right. You must get up, stand up. You must tell your people for your village, for your town, for your city, any inside country where you dey oh. Atiku, Emilokan, or Peter Obi no be the solution. Na the solution, na it be the solution. Make una wake up, make una wake up. Time down knock, baga. You be Yoruba man, you be Biafran. I want make una know say self-determination na your right you. How long? How long? How long? How long will I go this suffer? How long? How long? How long? How long will I go this suffer? How long? How long? How long? How long will I go this suffer? How long? How long? How long? How long will I go this suffer? Yoruba land na your land yo. Middle belt na your land yo. Hausa land na your land yo. Biafra land na your land yo. No be Nigeria, no be Nigeria, no be Nigeria, no be Nigeria. La, 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 oh. So, my people, how na do? Welcome on board. Of course, you're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. That song, it is on Spotify, it is on iTunes. You can download it. That way you can help us. Don't, as ever, of course, don't forget to subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. I'm shortly going to be joining my brother Alozwe on iPop TV and iPop channel as well on a live broadcast. So you will be hearing discussions going along in terms of how to empower our people. But this topic is going to be discussed in conjunction with that, because we need to really understand what is going on. What should be for us the normal we the people, you know. Yes, prophetic Agbeni, absolutely. I fully understand. Yoruba nation is the goal. It doesn't matter what happens in this election. It is not going to improve our lives. But we need to begin a process of empowering our people. So you will hear me talking about empowering first. We're going to talk about how to empower our people and the steps we can take. I showed a video the other day. And that is really important. So I'm hoping that gets through. 1 second. 1 second. Can you hear me? Oh. Okay, so what I'm just trying to do is to make sure that everything is running through as it should be. Okay, I'm with you, I think. Yeah, that's why it was. Okay, I'm with you now. Okay, so I am gonna just just give me a second. I want you to have those thoughts in terms of empowering our people. We're going to talk about that at the beginning, and I really want us to understand that is the most important thing we can do right now. We are not in control of that elections. The reality is the election is happening on our land, and we want to go away from that place. So that election is impacting our lives. Please subscribe to Citizen AY as you're watching, and of course don't forget you go straight ahead and share the broadcast as well. Help us reach as many people as possible. I see there's something being done to affect the broadcast. So let me see if I can join the call, and then we can. I'll put it on loudspeaker so we can hear it. 1 second, please. Let me just disable this thing here and not allow it to go that way. So disconnect that one for now. Okay. Okay, good. So now I'm going to make a call, and then we can then start the discussion, and you'll hear it live. So let's do this now. So I'm going to call, so you'll hear it. So we're going to join them live. Yeah, okay. Good afternoon, my brother. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, my brother. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, my brother. Welcome. Thank you. It's been a while. How are you doing? And I greet everybody in these times that we're in. Thank you very much for having me on the show. Yeah, it's good to be back. Yeah.
You fully recovered now, right?
Yes.
Did you get the clip I sent to you?
Have you just sent it just now? Did you? Have you just sent it just now? Let me just check. I want to make sure. Let me just check.
Okay, go through it. Go through that clip.
Okay.
That's the topic I had.
Oh.
Go through it.
Okay. 1 second. One second. Let me just check now. Okay. Oh, I see. Okay. I am actually live as I'm talking to you. Okay. I'm actually live right now. So what it's gonna be difficult for me to do because I thought we were live, so I was, we were going live immediately. Could you talk me through it so at least I can have some context? Because if I to watch it, hello, are you there? You know what I'll do. I'll play it live and see what it's like. Let me play it live as I'm watching.
Go ahead and play it. Yeah, go ahead and play it.
So let's see. You may not be able to hear it. I'll try and do something. You may
Now,
be able
Black
to hear
Journal reports on the Nigerian Civil War. The background in brief.
Right, okay.
In 1960, oil-rich Nigeria won its independence from Britain. 6 years later, army officers from the eastern Igbo area, where most of the oil is concentrated, took over the central government. The Hassas, those Nigerians from the north, staged a counter-coup. In its wake, a reported 35,000 Igbos
So
were
we're going to
killed.
be watching this for a while.
And on May 30th of 67, the Igbos declared themselves independent and civil war began. The war is not going well for Biafra. The federal government cut off supply routes with a naval blockade, and the Federal Air Force has control of the skies. But the biggest problem of the Biafra state is how to get in food. Landlocked and blockaded with only short strips of usable runway for planes, thousands of Biafran children are allegedly starving to death. Estimates run as high as several thousand a day. As the peace talks begin at Addis Ababa in Ethiopia, we increasingly read accounts of hundreds of thousands of children dying of malnutrition. We black Americans are concerned about this war, not only by the suffering of our sisters and brothers on both sides, though that would be cause enough, but because it is yet another instance of how the colonial powers have for centuries encouraged the division of African peoples while growing richer by exploiting black natural resources. These divisive techniques are clearly seen when we know that Britain is selling the Federal Republic arms, when Portugal is selling the Biafrans landing rights, when France has negotiated for the Igbo oil rights, and when the United States is concerned with the interest of its oil monopolies, while black men and women and children are dying. The Western powers are profiting through this war, and once again pleas which are directed to the United States to act to find food have gone unheeded, just as the needs of hungry black children in Mississippi and Alabama and Georgia have gone unheeded. Black Journal has invited the Nigerian ambassador to the United Nations and the Biafran special representative to the U.S. to hear their points of view and to learn if some conciliation is possible. First, the Nigerian ambassador to the UN, Mr. Edwin Ogebi Agbu. How about the situation that we hear of so much in the press over here? They have pictures in Life magazine of the starvation and deprivation of particularly the Biafran children. Now, this is a war, it's a civil war, and innocent people are going to get hurt, they're going to get killed, but there's a Nigerian official now looking at people in your own state now.
Yes.
How do you look at this situation, and is it true that the starvation situation is as acute as they say it is?
Even in normal circumstances, depending upon where you are, Mr. House, I'm sure that you can get photographs of starving children. It depends on where you are, but I maintain that the whole story of starvation is being used for political ends. If we as human beings realize that people are suffering as a result of a basic cause, I think the easiest remedy to that is to remove that cause. And in this case, all the federal government is saying is, look, if you think your people are suffering, you agree that you are still part of the country, renounce secession, and we will stop fighting. And there will be relief from all over the world pouring into different parts of the country. And this will end it.
One other thing concerning the civil war in Nigeria, do you think that there are any Western powers from the white world that have in any way interfered, tried to perpetrate this civil war, because Nigeria is an oil-rich country and has other natural resources? Is there a possibility there could be agitation coming from the outside?
We know that there is not agitation as such, but direct involvement in this regard. We know we have come into possession with some documents of agreements reached between the rebel leader Ojukwu and French interests who are interested in getting into possession of concessions that are at present held by Americans and the British and the Dutch in oil rights. We have a copy of a document where there was this agreement, and for which Ojukwu received a certain amount of money with which he has been able to purchase arms and ammunition.
Would you also possibly agree that in a country as new in duration since 1960 of being independent, that this is part of the pain of progress?
We believe so, but we do want the rest of the country, of the world, to look at it as such and be sympathetic enough, if possible, to stay away and let us solve the problem ourselves.
Fine. Thank you very much, Brother Agwu.
Thank you very much.
Okay, it looks like he's speaking for the government there, but
Dr. Otui, as a representative here in the United States of the Biafran government, which the Nigerian government says is in secession, and we're very concerned here in the United States, and I'm sure most of Black America is primarily concerned about the situation in Black Africa. From your viewpoint, what is the actual state of affairs concerning the health and welfare in the general population of Biafra? Is it as bad as it's said it's?
Share.
It's since gotten worse since this article appeared, because food has not gone in any commensurate quantities to combat the widespread famine and starvation. And day by day, the Lagos government continues to show the world what type of a government it is. You probably read this morning, or suppose sometime yesterday, but several papers carried it this morning, that the planes belonging to the Red Cross were fired at by the Lagos government because they did not want them to take food into Biafra. Well, this is a sacred organization which has won the respect of humanity as a whole. The Red Cross has always been involved wherever there's war to go and give relief to the suffering people. But if a people can stand up, first of all, own up that this is a deliberate act to starve out the Biafrans, because as the Minister of Information said here when he visited about a month and a half ago, in his opinion, the starvation of the masses was a legitimate instrument of warfare. So this was not a coincidence, it was well planned. So conditions continue to get worse every day since food does not get in.
And do you believe that there has been any outside influence by white Western powers influencing the civil war that's going on right now?
Definite. As a matter of fact, one could positively state that we're fighting this war against Britain, primarily, then the Soviet Union. Britain because of her economic interests, and the Soviet Union just to gain a foothold on the continent of Africa to spread her ideologies. came in with what they called a cultural agreement with Nigeria, which was followed by a total of 50-something MiGs and bombers to date.
Thank you, Dr. Otui.
Well, thank you very much.
Once again. Last week, the Greek freighter SS Orient Exporter, chartered by UNICEF, was loaded with high-protein food supplies for Biafra, including butter oil, dry milk, and cornmeal. The voyage will take 3 to 4 weeks, and the question is, will she be able to deliver her food cargo in time directly to the starving Igbo children? Political considerations now say no. 4 days ago, Franklin H. Williams, the former United States ambassador to Ghana, sent a cable to the White House which was signed by fellow Afro-Americans. It read in part, quote, "While we express no judgment on the substantive issues involved in this civil war, we are convinced that the destruction of children's lives through action or inaction is not an appropriate weapon in such a conflict." Now, the message urged the United Nations to send agencies now to prevent genocide on both sides. It asked the President of the United States to provide the UN the means for a massive airlift, and it demanded that the International Red Cross start moving food now with funds already provided them for that purpose. It concluded, "We ask the Organization of African Unity to continue its efforts to achieve a ceasefire and settlement of the Civil War, and to open a mercy food corridor." The message was signed by members of Black America, including Dr. Kenneth B. Clark, Floyd McKissick, Omar Pasha Abu Ahmed, the co-chairman of the National Black Power Conference, Livingston Wingate of the New York Urban League, and Charles Kenyatta, chairman of the Mau Mau Society. This plea has gone unanswered. Ambassador Williams told Black Journal he plans to reconvene the same group this week to plan further action.
Okay, thank you very much for that. I think it gives us a clear indication of exactly where things are going, and it gives us a bit of background as to how come we are where we are in terms of our discussions.
If you don't go out and exercise your civic right
1 minute,
before
please.
4 p.m. on the 26th
So
of
1 second.
February.
So what I want us all to do, is to really begin to understand exactly what we are going through. This has been going on all the way back from 1967 to 70 war. And we are still in the same situation. Some of us, Biafrans, have been in this for a lot longer than many of us who are now likely part of the struggle. And it's still the same. The situation has not changed. The foreign influence is still very much evident. They are controlling, indeed. They are they're using the proxies of the people in power to control our resources, because in the end, the game is the name of the game is resources, our resources. So nonetheless, yes, it is about controlling our resources, and we have to be aware of that. We have to make sure that our people begin to take back control. And that's why I talked about empowering our people. And when I say empowering our people, what do I mean? We need to, for the first time, wake up from what we have been sort of put to sleep by. In many, many, many respects, many of us have gone through childhood. The first thing that we know in our childhood, before anything else, before even studying, is the two main religions. You either go to Sunday school or you go to the mosque. From the age of 4 or 5, many of us are familiar with this. Now, what those institutions have been doing, unbeknown to us, and it's clear to us, has been one thing and one thing only: indoctrination. They programmed us to believe whatever we are told about the churches, to respect the church and the mosque, to give them respect. You see, in our culture, we are supposed to respect our elders. That is how we are raised in in Yoruba culture and in Igbo culture. We're supposed to respect our elders. What they did was they infused that into the church. So now, not only were the respect now spread to the pastor at the pulpit, it spread to the imam in the mosque, and then part of that was also to the government. So when the imam and the pastors were teaching you to respect your elders, to listen to authority, they were preparing your mind to never challenge your governance. Never. To always be subservient. To always make sure that you pray like you are instructed. They even tell you what to pray about. You are put in a box. All of us were, and myself included, and I include myself in this. So we were put in a box and we were made to be respecting. Once you saw the pastor, you saw the imam, you respect them. So we transferred the respect that we were given to, that we were putting to our, given to our elders onto them. And by inference, the government, because the government encouraged the pastors and the imams to get the people to not think, to not ask questions. That is why many of us, once they say you do this, we do not question the system. And that is the fundamental issue. We have got to break that. And I even hazard to say now, it's better we do that now before we go for the self-determination as Yorubas and Biafran. It's better we start doing that now, so that when we get to those nations, it is second nature. We need to break that hold on our mind. They have got our minds in a box, and we need to break free. We need to understand something, and this is very important. I don't know if I can show some of the things I've got here, but I wanted to. This topic is really important, and I'm hoping that people will key into it. When I say that they've got control of our mind, it means that all of us, we view the government as the people that we respect. We do not question. We don't question them. We follow what they tell us. But here's what I want us all to understand. The government is working for you and me. Please don't misunderstand me. We are going. I want Yoruba nation. But once we are in this construct right now, we need to ensure that the people understand that we possess the power. We need to get people in every community to understand that the money that the senators are paid, the money that the senators, House of Reps, governors, House of Assembly, council, local government chairman, councillors, the money that they're paid comes from you and me. We are the one paying them that money. It is our money that they are using. So when they are telling you that you need to listen to the government, you need to understand that they've used the religion to brainwash you to never question the government that is supposed to serve you. I hope you're following what I'm saying. It is really important to understand that. So one of the things that I would suggest that we begin to look at is to understand the role of the very foundation of this fraudulent governance. You see, the local councillors, they are meant to be serving you. You're not supposed to get, okay, you don't come. Oh, let me be nice to the councillor. Then he will. Then maybe we'll get good road in our place. Maybe we'll get they will get the pipe bomb water, and maybe they will fix the electricity. As long as we are nice to him. No, his job is to serve you. You're not supposed to be nice to the councillor. He is a servant to the community, and you need to begin to work together. The only way this can work is if, as we are going through this now, that we begin to work together within our communities. We hold meetings. We call the councillor. Come in, bring him to our meetings. How many of us know our councillors in our areas now? Please don't misunderstand me. What I'm saying is we are working with the current system that we have. We know it's not working. But to get out of it, we need to break the hold from our mind. To get out of where they put us, we have to break the hold they put in our mind. So what have they done? By getting us to pray, respect the imam, respect the pastor. Now we also respect the people who are meant to be serving us. I'm not saying to be rude to government officials. I'm saying you have a right to question them. Two very different things. You have the right to remind them that they are working for you, that they are not, you are not their slave. You need to explain that to them. So in every community, you will have a local councillor. The local councillor, let me read to you briefly. He's got a responsibility to you. He has a job to do for you. And here's what you need to do. I'll read that to you briefly. The councillor provides information to the community about policies and decisions of council and community relays its desires and concerns and opinions to the council through the councillors. So you see, his job is a two-way street. So many of you, when the councillor comes, oh yes, okay, and prepare. Let's be nice to him. No, you are forgetting what you need, what his job is. His role is to come and tell you what the council are planning for your area, and at the same time, when he's finished that, to listen to your concerns. So if you have bad roads, he must make note of it. He must make, and you have to give him a timeline as to when he has to report back as to how that will be improved. So he has a role. So many of us, we need to understand, we have to separate the brainwashing that the church and the mosque has done on our minds. We need to question them, because why? We are the one paying their wages. And the more you know the responsibilities that they have, the more you can question them. We need every community to begin to do that. Every community must begin to share this message, to tell them, look, this is your responsibility. We are the ones paying you. We are paying your wages, and we are telling you that this is not right in our this is not good. We have no water, no light, no roads, no schools, no hospital. You have to fix it. I would suggest, as a community, we begin to never ever, as a community, never have send one person to speak to the councillor. Let the whole community come together. Have a people, as much as 20 people, that he will have to walk through your community with you. The bad road, he has to see the bad road, the lack of water, the bad school, the lack of no public facilities to use. You know, all of this, and you make a record. You can record it by video. Keep a record. Tell him a date he must come back, and you need to be doing this on a week-to-week basis. But it requires the community to join hands in doing that. So that's one of the first steps. What does that do? When you start reminding them that you're the one paying their wages, because they're using public funds to pay them, and the public, your community is part of the public, paying for the councillor, paying for the local government chairman, paying for the state house of assembly, paying for the house of reps, paying for the governor, paying for the senators, paying for the president, paying for the vice president. So we need to start teaching our people. It is our money that they're using. It is our money. Even in the building that they're in, it is us who paid for it. So they're working for us. So we need to change the mindset of our people from being subservient, because that's what they've done to us. They've made us subservient so that we bow. Just like we bow to the pastor and the imam, we bow to the people in government who we pay. We pay them with our money. We need to break that cycle. So that's what I suggest. So the first thing is to know, to spread the word about the role of the councillor. When you know what the councillor is doing, you can question him. Now, when you question him, you and the community has to do it together. Never let one person speak, because they will try and use that to separate you guys. You must always speak as a group. Take turns. Don't be rude. Don't shout. But remind them that we are paying you, and you are going to fulfill. You are going to carry out what we ask you to do, because we are paying you. That is what we need to understand. That is where the real power is. But we can only do that if we do it as a community. That is very important to understand. So that's the role of the councillor. And also, how often he has to. I suggest that you get him to be coming to your community every week, because there's so many things that need to be fixed, and he has to be recording and reporting back to the local government council. Now, the next step of what I suggest you do is to now understand exactly the responsibilities also of the local government to you, because they've used that as a cover. You know, sometimes they say the road is bad. They say, oh, it's the government. Now government. The local government is the government. But I want you to see, I'm going to show you something, and I'll read it out as I'm talking to you, that shows that the local government is responsible for certain roads, and they are not funding it. Again, you need to start keeping records of this and saying to them, we are paying you to fix our roads. We are paying you to be in that job to fix our roads as a community, and begin to hold them to account. Those are the kind of things we need to do. So let me just read to you some of the things that the local government is responsible for, because we need to start breaking this down, and every community needs to have this information, because this is the route in which we are going to break free. This is the route in which we will break free from contraption Nigeria. Trust me, because now we are going to challenge everything they've done to keep us in a bind. So, the local government responsibilities, I'll read it to you. They are supposed to make economic recommendations to the state, to the House of Assembly or the state governor. So that's one of their roles. They collect taxes and fees. Now, the economic recommendations, what they do is if they see that there's mineral resources and they can provide jobs, they will recommend that the state government come to the place and invest and help people get jobs and create, and create jobs where people can earn money and it can boost the income for the state. That's what it's supposed to do. Hello, my friend, are you there? Hello?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, good. So now the next one is they collect taxes and fees. You know that they're very good at that. The local council, you know, they collect many of the all of them, they do it. Where they see borehole, they want to, oh yes, we have to tax you on the borehole. They want to tax you on the borehole. But it is their job to provide you water. It is their job to provide that there's water going through your area. So we need to question them on that. But anyway, I'll tell you how we go about doing that. So the next thing is establishment and maintenance of cemeteries, burial grounds, homes for the destitute and infirm. So people who are destitute, homeless, or people who have got mental issues, they are supposed to take care of them. These are the kind of things that we need to be aware of in all our communities. Licensing of bicycles, trucks, canoes, wheelbarrows, and carts. So they give license so people can do their daily job, part of their job again. Establishment, maintenance, and regulation of the markets, motor parks, and get this, public conveniences, as in toilets. Now, how many community has public convenience that is functioning? How many? That is their job, but it's all. If you go to all of the local government areas, you would hardly find anything working. That's their role. We need to know this. If we don't know this, we can't question them. So these are the kind of things. So this is what I'm talking about, empowering. Now you have the information, and always remember, you are the one paying their wages. You are the one paying their wages. So I really want us to really understand that and really, begin to empower ourselves as a community to remind everybody, now they pay on our wage. No, not call this side, call the term story. Now they pay your wage. Now what thing we want me you do, now you go do for us. Now we be the oga. So we start taking control and we start separating. Please, I recommend, if you are spending 10 hours in the church and you still want to go to church, please, instead of spending 10 hours in the church, spend 1 hour in the church, the remaining 9 hours. Begin to look at how you can go into your community and start working together to put pressure on the councillor, the local government, the state house of assembly. Because that is how you will get the roads and the schools and the water. The church and the mosque will not give you the road and water. The church and the mosque, they will not give you the road, the water, the schools, everything you want. So if you spend too much hours there, you are wasting your time. You are better off as a community coming together, putting pressure on the people that you pay wages to. We've ignored them, and that is by design. This is by design, by the system, and we have to break it down by being aware. So when you get this message, share it. So let's carry on. So public conveniences, they're supposed to provide construction and maintenance of roads. Now you listen, construction and maintenance of roads, streets, drains, and other public highway parks and open spaces. That is the job of the local government council. How many of you are aware of that? To be able to ask the question, you go as a group, you call the local councillor. He has to listen to you. You give him a record, you film it. You send him back. He has to give you you give him a week or two to come back and report on the update. And you always remind them that they are working for you, because the money of the state is what they use to pay them. It is very important that we begin to work in this way, because that way we are going to challenge this system that is oppressing us. That is what we need to do. So the next thing, naming of roads, streets, numbering of houses, provision and maintenance of public transportation, and refuse disposal. How many communities have their refuse collected? That is the job of the local government council. How many communities how many of us can say my council collects my refuse? But because we don't know this stuff, so we need this knowledge. I bet many people. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I understand what you said.
I'm going somewhere. I'm going to wrap it up quickly. I'm going somewhere with it. Because you see, what we need to do is once people are aware of this, the election that is coming, we're not going to be able to, we can't change the elections. But what we're going to be doing is that everybody that is coming now, we start letting them know. There's a guy that I want to show a video. I wish people could see it. I want you to know that you're the ones paying their wage. You're the ones who are keeping them going, and they need to do what you need to do. But there's a video of a man, which I'm going to show. You can't see it on, but I'll show it. This man on ground, he questioned them. He said, why are you, I'll see if I can play it. Let me play it. Let me play it this way. 1 second. Because the message there is what I want you to get out. So now, the man sees some policemen on the side of the road trying to stop Okada and collect money. So he went to confront them. Now, listen to what he said. Listen.
Have any authority to stand here and stopping Okada people? Yeah, authority will only let him Okada do me by. Just because you are in uniform, you are just using the uniform to oppress people. No.
So he's going on. Watch.
No. You have the uniform level. Just tell me, this is the authority I have. This is the law that gives me the authority to be stopping people. To be stopping.
So the reason I'm playing that, and the reason I play that is because we need to begin to question. We must question what is being done to us. So on top of us, please do not misunderstand. I'm saying that we should give up on going for our nations. We are going for that. But we need to get our minds up because our minds have been switched off. If you don't switch up your mind, you cannot take the steps you need to take to free yourself. And that is very important that I wanted to explain that. So that is part of I hope people understand that when I talk about empowering, that is what I mean. We empower us right now to begin to take control. So you're not powerless in your own community. If you start working together to start confronting this thing, and then it makes it more sure to you understand better why we are going for Biafra, why we are going for Yoruba Nation, why we are going for Middle Belt, why we are justified. Because the system as it is designed to enslave you. So I hope that makes sense. So my brother, carry on if you wanted to add something to it. Go ahead. Hello.
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Where I was going is that the milk has been spilled already. And these people we are trying to empower are trying to survive day by day. Unless we get this thing butchered the way we want it butchered, Biafra go, go, Middle Belt go.
Yeah.
Then we start empowering our people. Because right now, most of them are hungry. Most of them have no job. They cannot eat 1 square meal a day.
Yes.
They don't have the money.
Yes.
And this is why I'm saying I understand exactly the empowerment aspect of it. But the system is so rigged up that even the local government official is God.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So when that man started asking a question, they were calling him away because they realized he was talking and they didn't want, because they knew people would do exactly what he's doing. So we need more people. I'm not saying don't try and find food. I'm not saying don't try and survive. But you can actually help yourself when you start challenging those in power to hold them to account, because for so long we've been silent. We don't call these people and say, look, this is not right. And that is what they've done to us. It's part of the programming that has impacted our entire community. But I get what you're saying also. With that, we need to do it almost hand in hand. So on the one hand,
Let me give you a pointer.
yes,
You see the guy questioning the policeman.
yes,
Okay. Can you equate him to a regular person like a truck driver or something? No. Because his mentality is different. His mentality is at the same level as yours. His mentality is that he understands how things are supposed to operate.
mm-hmm.
But the regular man, the average person that have no job, does not have that mentality.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a question of a drop of water in the ocean.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If we have about a good fraction of people of his caliber,
Mm-hmm.
we can effect that change very quickly. But as long as these people are very short in number, we are working against hitting our head against the rock.
So,
This system is so corrupt.
so
It is so corrupt that you listen to that clip. The clip I said, you listen to it.
Yes. You know what? You know what I was. You know what I would say, my brother. Just if I may just say, I agree. Again, I agree with you that not everybody can do it, but this is why we need to teach that kind of thing and encourage our people to start teaching each other. You see, when you like, is this saying? If you give a man fish, next day he will come back again. Give him again, he will come back. But if you teach him how to fish, he will do it himself. What we are trying to do now is to get people to begin to do that themselves, even with the things going on. And we don't say that forget about the daily eating and trying to survive. They have to do that, but they have to make sure that this will free them to do it when they can begin to actually wake up, because they're spending their hours in the church and the mosque hoping for something to solve the problem that they will never get solved unless they get out of the trap they've been put. So it's a vicious cycle. If we just say it doesn't matter, let them be in the church, let them be in the mosque, they will never come together to do what they need to do to free themselves. Because you and I, there's only so much we can do. We cannot do it all for them. Even if we want to, even if we have all the money in the world, we cannot continue to feed them. What we need is to feed their mind for them to take the action that they need to take. I hope that makes sense. But I agree with you. I'm not, does that make sense?
I understand what you're saying, because the average man we are talking about is not the same people they are recruiting.
Yes.
Amongst themselves.
Yes, that's it. That's it.
They are recruiting to fight themselves.
Exactly.
In your own case, it might be a little bit easier in our people, but in Biafra land, it has become a dog eat dog.
That's it. That's it.
It has become dog eat dog. In that unless we be free.
But to get free, my brother, one of the things that I'm looking at right now. You see, I don't want this election that is coming. I don't want it to. It's not something I want. If you ask me, we don't need elections because it's a fraudulent election. The result, they've decided who's going to be the winner already. For me. But the people who are on ground, they are going to be faced with that election, whether they want to or not. And they cannot decide the future, the outcome of the elections, because it's out of their hands to decide. So the way to that I think is if they start knowing that they have a power to begin to change whoever is elected, to begin to put pressure on them, that begins to feed that, okay, I can fix my community. Because right now the mentality of our people is, I am helpless, my community, I can't fix it, only God will help us. And they run to the pastor is just sucking the money, the little money they have from them. They run to the imam, he's just sucking the money, the little money they have. And we who are abroad, we're trying to send money home. So it is a vicious cycle. This is so vicious. But I'm hoping this is just an idea, and I hope people can think about it and work with it. And of course, what you said about how these people, what they did in that clip, it is something that all of us must remember, because what the government has tried to do to us is to forget. And I'm glad that we played that video, because the plan is to make us forget that this was what happened to a group of people in our own land at the hands of our own government. So this is something that those who are going to vote in elections should also remember. So we need this kind of information that we just played now to remind our people why we are going for Yoruba Nation, Biafra, the Lower Niger, whatever you want to call it, to get free. So we mustn't relent in it. And like I said, my goal obviously is to make sure that we continue to wake our people up. But one of the things I found out recently, because in Yoruba Nation, I don't know if you found out, Yoruba Nation, we've stalled. The movement has somewhat stalled. There's a lot of infighting. And the reason why there's been a lot of infighting was because the system was putting in some money to some people who are supposedly supporting Yoruba Nation. They will collect the money from these politicians to survive. But we didn't know. So when we were saying, okay, we're getting some things going, but it came out later on that that's what was happening. So they've already got their claws into our people. So what we need to do is to free our people from those things. We need to empower them from within somehow. Because to go from where we are now, I find it so painful that every day I wake up and we see the news. Oh, they've killed somebody in Umar here. They've killed somebody. They're killings. And the police are being sent there. I always say to people, we need to defend ourselves. And I agree with that. That's where we have a commonality. People should defend themselves. And we have to encourage them to defend themselves. But I'm saying to you that part of defending yourself is knowing that you have that power and you can use it. I don't know if that makes sense. Yeah. So because if you start internally and you have the power internally, then it is more difficult for them, because now psychologically you are confronting them and they can't stop it. And at the same time you're defending yourself physically. Now you are empowering and you start taking the space, because the aim of the goal is to go for self-determination. And by people going through this process, they will understand this system is wrong for us and we are going for self-determination. In fact, you and I, we won't have to talk at all. People from the streets, they'll be saying what we are saying because they know it, because they're living it, because it's something that they're experiencing. It's from within. Whereas the current system that we have now, many of what we're doing as a collective, we are doing it from abroad and informing them. And they're thinking, okay, so they're not having that real experience of what we are saying themselves. And that is the problem that I found in Yoruba Nation. You might have something similar to a certain extent within Biafra, but the thing is, we want our people to start getting up. And it's psychologically, if you are not psychologically strong, you can't get up. You can't get up. And that is where we need to go. The psychology of this thing, we need to really, it has to be part of our discussions. Because we're leaving that to them. That is a space where the mosque and the church is crippling our people on a daily basis. So that's where I think we should go. I am very much in agreement about the struggle and still trying to wake our people up. But we have to, I don't know, I'll just reiterate again. Psychologically, we've not really looked at that side before. And I haven't. And I've realized that is a side that we cannot ignore in the struggle. If the people are not prepared to be psychologically strong, then physically they cannot give. They will only be 50% of what they can give. But if they're psychologically strong, they can give you more than 100%, because they will know what they're fighting for. They will know the result, the benefit of them succeeding. So yeah, I mean that's what I like to put it for that. I know. Let's hear from people. Yeah, what do you think? What do you think? What's your thoughts? Okay.
If you tell them no election, they say you are depriving them from.
No. I'm not talking about no election. I'm saying what I've said to people is, if you want to go for elections, you go for it. If you don't want to, it's not going to make any difference. The people that they are going to select is what they're going to select. But we need to. Exactly. It doesn't matter about. For me, I'm not interested in even having that discussion about whether to go and vote or not to vote, because I mean these guys are bringing in foreigners. They're bringing in foreigners to vote already in the elections. Children in the north are allowed to vote. So what are we talking about? They've already, I mean, however you call this, and you know what people don't realize. One of the things that I noticed, they drew the map, north central, northeast, and northwest, and they've taken the whole of the middle belt and added it to the north. So when they're going to make the result, whatever you vote in the north, in those areas, you realize that they can decide where to put it. So you have no control over this result. You cannot trust the result. So I just want people to know that, those who want to vote. Me personally, I do not trust the electoral process. The only solution for us is referendum. And that's how I look at it. And we need to keep working towards that. And by the way, I still continue to look at what has happened to Nnamdi Kanu. The government of the day refuses to comply with its own with the decision of the courts. The courts have told them expressly, free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to receive medical help, and also he must be returned back to Kenya because it was an illegal rendition. So that is a proof. Anybody trying to say that we have a democracy, you are just fooling yourself. You are fooling yourself, in my opinion. So I will be talking more about the outcome of the elections just to hear people's views and to see if it's any meaning. For me, I asked a question. I said, who will be the winner? Who will neck? And I deliberately say neck because there is no such thing as an independent National Electoral Commission. There isn't. It is a Fulani National Electoral Commission. Period. So these are the kind of things that hopefully our people will wake up to and realize that ultimately the only solution is for us to work tirelessly from a psychological and physical standpoint for the for referendum to become something that is without a doubt immovable on the table. It has to be on the table so that we can break free from this contraption. We have to break free. But we have to be very, very aware that the people who are going to go there, we prepare them already psychologically so that they can become second nature to them to question whatever governance is in front of them. Because that right now they've been conditioned not to question anything. They've been conditioned to believe and pray, when instead of doing that, they should have been questioning. So, yeah, that's what I think. But I wanted to hear your thoughts and comments. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, that's correct. That's correct. Because what I can say there is that when they are being rounded up by the police, by the army, just to intimidate you, not to question anything, not to protest, it is a way of stopping you from exercising your right.
Yeah.
The intimidation.
Mm-hmm.
They are telling you we have the force that will stop it.
Yeah.
And that is not democracy. And when we continue to witness things like that, it gets very, very disturbing.
Mm-hmm.
And our people are the ones, when they pass through this hardship, I think the next breed will be a little bit more aggressive when it comes to issues like this.
Yeah.
And I think this election is going to trigger a lot of things.
Yes. Yes.
That once it starts, they cannot stop it.
Indeed.
And at this stage, let me say this.
Yeah, go ahead.
We're gonna let you. I'm gonna open the line.
Yes.
We're gonna let you go at the top of the hour.
Yes.
So that if people want to talk to you, they'll talk to you, because there are some announcements that we will make internally that will affect your presence in
okay
on the radio.
Okay.
Yeah. So
that's fine.
I'm gonna open the line for people to call you.
Yes.
And if they want to have something to say, they can say.
Yes.
After that,
go ahead.
5 minutes after the hour.
Okay.
5 minutes after the hour, we'll let you go.
Okay, so that's fine.
Call number is +1 484-767
Yeah.
0848.
Yeah.
If you have any question for Ayo,
Yeah.
call +1
Yeah.
484-767 0848.
Yeah.
Not call Ayo.
Yeah.
484-767 0848.
Yeah, please. It'll be good to hear from you. Yes.
Yeah, and they get to. I don't know if they call you direct. If they can get you.
Yeah, they can. I'm just going to make sure my phone is. Sometimes it plays up. It gets the message. I get so much messages. So let them call you on that for now. And for a few minutes until I clear the messages. So because I get so much message, it just fills up all the time.
Yeah, we suffer from the same problem.
Yeah.
We suffer from the same thing.
It's mad. So I'm like, wait, but it's but I understand people. They want you to have information, and I'm grateful. So we don't want to stop that. So if you do want to call in, please do call in. I just want to also add that in this, none of us should be under any illusion that whoever wins, that Nigeria will work. It will never work. I don't know if you. I don't know how you see that, my brother. Whilst we're waiting for the calls, I don't know if you agree with me that whoever wins, Nigeria will never work. Good.
No, I agree with you, because it's a question of bandaging the soul.
Yes.
You're bandaging it. It's not that you're solving the problem. You're not solving the problem. It's just putting a new one in the old black. That's all it is.
Indeed.
That's the way I see it.
Yeah, it's not. I don't think we're going to solve a problem by hoping and praying that it would somehow get right. And also we have to bear in mind that that nation is not ours. It was created by those who are still today exploiting our resources. I know it's an uncomfortable discussion to have, but people need to really understand that the people who are in place now, they are exploiting the resources. People who are behind this government, they are there to exploit resources. How can you explain a pipeline 4 miles outside of our coastline? and oil.
So let's listen to the
Yeah,
caller.
go ahead. Yes, go ahead. Hello, caller, go ahead.
Welcome.
Caller, go ahead. I don't think it's clear.
Yeah, we're hearing you. Go ahead.
You'll have to relay it back because I can't hear, please.
He's been sick.
Can you relay it back when you...
He has been sick. Yeah, they were wondering why they haven't heard from you. I told them you're sick.
I can't hear him, so you have to... Can you relay it, please?
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we're just... For the next few minutes, we'll come back and we'll go on to the main topic as well. But for the time being, we are listening to iPop Biafra, and we're trying to talk about things, and we want to talk about empowering first. So we'll now go into the discussion proper as well. But of course, they're all relevant. But that earlier part of it was designed to get us to start thinking out of the box. My brother, are you there? Hello?
Yeah, I'm listening. You're not off. We are listening to you.
Oh, okay. So I didn't get... Can you pass it? What did he say? Because I couldn't hear his words. It was very, very... It was muffled.
You're low.
Very, very low.
You're very low.
Yeah. That's a shame.
He's asking, what do you think that will wake our people up at this stage? Just like I was asking before, what do you think that will wake the people up at this stage?
Well,
that they have passed through this?
Well, the first thing that our people need to do, if they are serious about saving themselves, I honestly think that going to the church and going to the mosque is not the solution, because that is just that the government is using that to keep them asleep. It's a tool of the government, so they need to stop going to those places for themselves and focus on what they need, how they survive, how to protect themselves, because they go to those places to pray, to think that that will help them. But they are being made helpless because the government is supporting those institutions to keep the people vulnerable. That's the reality. But I mean, I know it's hard to hear, but that's what it is, and I know that the people depend on those things. But if we do not speak those truths now and expose it, they're going to be going around in circles. That's how I look at it. I did that, to be honest. That is in fact one of the biggest problems.
Yeah. Let's end it here because that connection is poor.
Okay.
I think we'll do better next week.
Okay. Can you hear me? Can you hear me all right? Do you hear me clearly, or is his end?
Yeah, I hear you clearly. It's from his end.
Okay, that's fine. So thank you very much, my brother. We will be back again next week, and we'll tune in and talk some more. Thank you for the discussion, and listen, everything you're saying, I value it and I welcome it, and we should continue to have this discussion. So, but thank you, and see you next week. Back next week. Bye now. Bye. Bye. So, ladies and gentlemen, with that said, we're now back live now. We're back live in the studio directly with yourself. I'd already we have a weekly discussion with iPop Biafra, and we discuss about suggestions and ideas on how to free our people. So it fits in neatly to today's discussions. So we'll carry on from there. Let me just make sure that I have the phone line open on this side, because I get so many messages that the phone gets clogged up. So sometimes if you try and call in, it will not go through. So I'm trying to free up the phone line to make sure that calls can be made, to make sure that we can receive the calls and be able to dive into the discussion. Let's have a look. I'm trying to just free up some things, a few things here and there, so that it doesn't hold things up. So 1 second. So yeah. So what I'm basically saying is this. Again, I reiterate that we have to be very, very clear. The only reason, if you think about it, the only reason why the church and the mosque is all over the country is because the government is using it as a tool to control your mind. I'm sorry to say it. People may not like it, but that is what it is. It is being used to control your mind. And if your mind is controlled, you will never question the authority. You will never question it. And don't forget, it is the same authority that imposed the fraudulent 1999 constitution on you and your family, and we're suffering the effects today. So what we need to do is to confront it. So I encourage you to begin to explore and research the rules and regulations, the responsibilities for your councillor, like I read before, for your local government authority. The State House of Assembly, they have a responsibility to make provision for allocation of funds, but it is only provision. What you need to do is to enforce it by saying to them, our roads are not built. We need you guys to come away, come out of the church, come out of the mosque, come into groups within your community and go to the State House of Assembly and say the money that you've been told to release is not coming to our community. We want it. We are paying your wages. That is the way we can fix this in the short term. Please don't misunderstand me. I am for self-determination. We're going for that. By doing this process, we break this thing down. And that is what is very, very important in all of this. So I just want to reiterate that. And maybe some people can talk about it later on. Please, as you're watching, welcome on board. You're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. I'd like you to please share the broadcast. Subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. Help us grow the platform. And also the song How Long? It's on iTunes and Spotify. You can download it, share it. We are only 4 days away from the fraudulent elections. That election is not going to improve the lives of the people. On the 26th of February, what will happen is after you vote, you will wake up. Those of you that will vote on the 26th of February, when you wake up, I'm sorry to say, you're going to wake up with a big hangover. You will wake up with a huge hangover. And what do I mean by hangover? You will wake up with a hangover when it dawns on you that your election, you voting, will count for nothing. It is not going to fix the road in your community the next day. It won't. You will not get that light in your community the next day because you voted. You will not get the hospital in your community the next day because you voted. It will dawn on you that you've just simply changed new set of corrupt leaders, old set of corrupt leaders for new set of corrupt leaders that are intent on continuing to keep you exploited. It will dawn on you on the 26th of February. And that is what I'm trying to get us to think about. So let us now look at the topic again. What is the likely outcome of these elections? What is the likely outcome? Let me see if the phone line, if it's up, and maybe we can take some calls in a few minutes, but I'll discuss a bit more and I'll go over the topic I did before. I don't know if it will work. Hang on. So I'm going to do something. So what will be the likely outcome? Who will be the winner? Who will neck? Remember, I'm deliberately saying neck because you have to accept, and you will agree with me, that there is no such thing as independent National Electoral Commission. In 2019, when I was part of these people that were working with the African Action Congress with Omo Elishowore, the rigging that was put forward by INEC was shocking. So much so, people were queuing to vote. INEC and the army, they staged people, thugs, to come into the places where people were trying to vote and chase them away and shoot. And then even the way they counted the ballots were being, there were videos where ballots were being hidden, where people were doing multiple thumbprints for, and INEC allowed all of this to go through. The so-called INEC. That's why I say NEC. They are not independent. Just call them the Fulani National Electoral Commission. That's it. Because this election, it is not who wins the election that will be announced as the winner. Let me say that again. It is not who wins the election that they will announce as the winner. Quote me. You will find that Peter Obi is going to, he is the most popular man in this election. If if the election was done in the open, if it was done in the open, Obi will win. But I'm telling you that with all the number of people that he gets, the announcement, the person that wins is when the person that they announce. Remember, the same INEC made the person who came fourth in elections to be the governor. And you're wondering, and you're still believing in this kind of thing. The person that came fourth in the elections is made the governor. And you think they can't fix this? They can't play with this. I want you to just think about that too. Let us think about that. The man who came forth. Let me see if I think I have something about that. Let me see if I can get a video and play it for you, so you can understand that the game they're playing. They're playing a game. To be honest with you, they're just playing a game. The man who came forth was the man that was chosen to be the governor. And you think that body is going to announce credible elections? Let us think about that. Let us just think about that. I want you to just think about that fact. The man who came forth, Uzodinma, is it not Uzodinma? Yeah? Let me just see. Let's type it up. I want to read there's a man who mentioned it. Let me just check it up. Remind me, if you're watching, was it Uzodinma who came forth? If you're watching this broadcast, type it in. Was it Uzodinma who came forth in the elections? Yeah? Yeah. Exactly. C. Ankman. Yes, you're right. Yes, you're absolutely right, my sister. So, they're outrightly stupid. Yes, exactly. So, yeah, Godwin Emefiele is in. Yes, of course. Look, all of them, it's their pockets that they're trying to line up. They don't care. They don't care. Nigeria is a disputed project. Nigeria expired in 2014. Exactly, it did. Narada Franklin, yes. So, and welcome on board, Narada Franklin. Yes. So, Godwin Emefiele is indeed a traitor. Let me read I'll read the comments here, because that's actually important. Godwin Emefiele, CBN governor, is a traitor to the entire indigenous ethnic people of Southern Africa. Mamandaura, that is directly bankrolling Emefiele's monetary policies. Intel briefs and reports shows and reveals that the new Naira banknote security, especially in southern and middle belts of Nigeria, is a deliberate act. Do you know that between mid-January 2023 to February 7, 2023, CBN officials, bank staffs distributed the sum of 800 million naira under the direct supervision and orders of Mamandaura? This explains away calmness in the northern states about the new Naira notes. Scarcity. You're supposed to want one Nigeria. Y'all will have it and pay with it with your life and pay with your lives for it. Thank you very much, Narada Franklin. I appreciate. Look, this is from somebody who is not. She's not Nigerian. She has nothing to gain. She's telling you what is happening, and you're still believing in one Nigeria. Thank you very much for those comments. You are so right. You're so right. Now, Nigeria is a disputed project. She says again. I'm going to read, because this is very powerful comment, and I want to read the whole thing because I think it's worth really perusing it, and it gives us a food for thought. Oh, come on, I need to just fix it this way. Don't give me a minute. So, here we go. Yes, Nigeria is a disputed project, and Nigeria is an expired nation state. January 4th, 1914 to January 2014. So Nigerians need referendum, not election. Thank you. I couldn't put it any better. Oh, Narada, thank you. I couldn't put that any better. Let me read the words again. I want you to consider this. Nigeria is a disputed project, and Nigeria expired. It's an expired nation state. January 1st, 1914 to January 4th, 2014. So Nigerians need a referendum, not election. Thank you. It's all, that's exactly what we need to do. But we cannot belabor it now, but those are the facts. So what we are saying, if you're watching and you're watching this, please, I'd like you to, Was it Uzodinma? Just type, remind me, was it Uzodinma who was the fourth president? It was a governor that was fourth, that suddenly came first. I think it was Hope Uzodinma. When INEC and all of that's nonsense. So when you start seeing a system that does that, and you think that Peter Obi will win, I don't understand how you can see Peter Obi winning anything. I don't understand it. I just don't see it. So that's why I said, who will be the winner? Who will NEC announce as the winner? They're two different things. Now, the other thing to ask, of course, is the outgoing government totally failed to address the concerns of the people. What legacy has Buhari, aka Bubu, aka mannequin, left behind? So these are questions that we are throwing out there. Because the election, I don't want it to happen. It's going to happen. But I am telling you, on the 26th of February, all of you who voted, you will have a huge hangover. Because it will dawn on you that the election and the people you voted in will not be able to change the system. If a system is wrong, no matter who you vote for, the system will remain wrong. You need to fix the system. They don't want to fix the system, so let everybody go their own separate way. When I say the system, the foundation of the nation, the very constitution is a fraud. Unless and until you fix that, nothing will work. And in any case, why should you want to fix something that was imposed on my ancestors? I don't want to be part of something. And the British people will never. There's a song they sing, and I keep saying again, there's a song they keep singing. The song they sing is this: rule Britannia, Britannia rule the waves. We shall never, 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 never be slaves. Rule Britannia, Britannia rule the waves. We shall never, 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 never be slaves. That is what they sing. Do you know what that means? Do you know the meaning of that song? And rightly so. In their own land, they will never accept anybody putting a name onto them, coming to control their resources, coming to take anything from their land. They will never accept it. And I support that. Now, if I support that for Britain, why shouldn't I support that for Yoruba Nation? I'm wondering. I don't know. Why shouldn't I support that for Yoruba Nation? My ancestors did not create Nigeria. Nigeria was created by colonials. They carved up the entire Africa. They divided up. They made my distant relatives, who are in the same Yoruba kingdom. They placed them in different countries without our acceptance. They destroyed our kingdoms. They destroyed our way of life. But you expect us to believe in one Nigeria? I can't. It's insanity. It is pure insanity to even contemplate supporting one. It is insanity. Because I've just sang to you what the British, how they see themselves. The self-perception is, we will never be slaves. We rule. And I, as a Yoruba man, I don't accept being a slave. The kingdom of my ancestors that have been thousands of years old will rise. It has already started. Nobody can stop it. We will not be part of an imposition. Nigeria is a slave name. There is no such thing as Nigeria in my own language. There is no such thing. It is not in my language. So why are you asking me to support something? Hope, yes, Hope, Solomon, thank you. Hope Uzodinma, thank you, you're right. So it is Hope, yes. So what I am saying, let's go back to, so I wanted to just check that. So please don't forget, as you're watching, share the broadcast, share it to as many people as you can, and help us reach more people. Very, very important that we raise the level of awareness within our communities and continue to empower our people. You see, psychologically, we've been broken. The churches are there. I am saying this dispassionately, and I'm saying it categorically. The churches and the mosques are working are doing the bidding of the government, ensuring that the people never have the mental capacity to hold them to account. It is that simple. It is that simple. And the quicker we can explain that to our people, to wake them up and begin to hold those who they pay, remind them we are the one paying your wages. For as long as we're in this thing, we are paying it, you will do what we tell you. And the more they get the strength, the more they can go for self-determination and demand for referendum. That is really, really important. So like I said before, the man that came forth is the man who INEC decided to award the governorship. And that is mad. That's madness. So if you can see that already, even before the election, that they've done that, what makes you think that they won't do the same thing when it comes to these elections in 4 days time? What makes you think so? What makes you think that this election will remain, they won't tamper with it? What makes you think so? I don't see how you can even begin to say anything else. I don't see how you can see anything else other than what I'm seeing. There is no other way to look at this. I want to show you something quickly, if I can, in the middle of all of this. I want you to look at Bubu. Let's listen to what Bubu has to say. Yeah, you know, a mannequin, aka mannequin. Let's all hear what he has to say.
Hello, Nigerians.
Uh-huh.
God has once again brought us to another season of general elections across the country.
Mm-hmm.
I am therefore calling on all of you to exercise your franchise in a peaceful atmosphere. I am calling on specifically our traditional rulers, religious leaders, and parents to warn their followers and wards alike to not allow themselves to be used by a few to foment trouble. I want to assure you that the government has taken adequate security measures to allow everyone to come out and cast their votes. I am therefore appealing to everyone to give them the necessary support. Fellow Nigerians, I want to use this opportunity to once again thank you for electing me to be your president on 2 occasions. I am not a contestant in this election, but my party, the All Progressive Congress, has a candidate in the person of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. As I mentioned before, Tinubu is a true believer in Nigeria, who loves the people and the development of our country.
Is it the people? Are you sure it's the people?
I'm calling on all of you to vote Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He is reliable, and I trust he will build on our achievements.
What achievement?
Finally, I want to once again assure you that I am fully aware of the current hardship you are facing as a result of some policies of the government which are meant to bring overall improvement to the country. I am appealing to you to exercise further patience as we take appropriate measures to ease these hardships. God willing, there will be light at the end of the tunnel. Thank you, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
That's your president too. Let us hear it one more time. I want you to hear it one more time.
Hello, Nigerians. God has once again brought us to another season of general elections across the country. I am therefore calling on all of you to exercise your franchise in a peaceful atmosphere. I am calling on specifically our traditional rulers, religious leaders, and parents to warn their followers and wards alike to not allow themselves to be used by a few to foment trouble. I want to assure you that the government has taken adequate security measures to allow everyone to come out and cast their votes. I am therefore appealing to everyone to give them the necessary support. fellow Nigerians, I want to use this opportunity to once again thank you for electing me to be your president on 2 occasions. I am not a contestant in this election, but my party, the All Progressive Congress, has a candidate in the person of Asuwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. As I mentioned before, Tinubu is a true believer in Nigeria, who loves the people and the development of our country. I am calling on all of you to vote Asuwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He is reliable, and I trust he will build on our achievements. Finally, I want to once again assure you that I am fully aware of the current hardship you are facing as a result of some policies of the government which are meant to bring overall improvement to the country. I am appealing to you to exercise further patience as we take appropriate measures to ease these hardships. God willing, there will be light at the end of the tunnel. Thank you, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
And so you talk. And so you talk. Oh. So you heard that. So you've heard him say what he has to say. Say his 2 cents. And I don't think that is something we should really hold our breath on, to be honest. Because he just basically is a man that has actually impoverished us all. The system and the policies they adopted has actually impoverished you and I. So what we're saying to you all is what I spoke about earlier on. You have to take your mind. Fella said it. He said we must take our minds out of every goddamn church, every goddamn mosque, every goddamn celestial. That's what Fela Kuti said. And I listened to those songs. I didn't understand at the time. I was saying the words, but I didn't comprehend what he meant. But he was literally telling us a message. And the message was this: that those places are designed to make sure that our minds never connect to the oppression that we are under. So when we are praying for salvation, we are praying for salvation in the very place in which they are ensuring that we never get any salvation. Let me say that again. We are praying for salvation in the places that they exactly designed to make sure that we never get any salvation. Can you see the hopelessness of that situation? That is why I will say this unapologetically. The churches and the mosques, they are not the solution for the problems that we face. They are part of the problem. In fact, they are central to the problem. They are making sure that you never bring yourself together within your community to confront the injustice of the government oppressing you. You need to understand that. You need to understand that the governance, they are trying to make sure that you don't question them. They make sure that psychologically they've built the churches and the mosque in your mind to be of high to have of high regard and respect, whilst at the same time denying you the government that should be respecting you. You are the one paying the money for each of them, from the president downwards. It is your money. It is your money. It is your money that they're using to oppress you. So if you want to continue to go to the church and the mosque, go ahead. But just know that for as long as you go and do that, the road you want in your community, it will not be built. The schools you want in your community, it will not be built. The bridges you want in your community, it will not be built. The public facilities, public toilets that you need, it will not be built. The hospital, because the money that is meant for that, that's what the politicians that are supposed to be working for you, they use it to send their kids abroad. They use it to go and get girlfriends. They use it to go on exotic holidays at your expense. And the churches are there to keep you, churches and the mosque are there to keep your mind from focusing on these people who are in government. So I am here to remind you us all that a election where Hope Uzodinma, let me bring that up because I actually don't want to just talk about it alone. I want to actually emphasize a particular point about this. Let me bring that up. So let me go. Hope Uzodinma from 4th to so we can see, people seem to have developed amnesia, and we need to remind you. Came 4th. Yeah. So let's read this one. I want you to read it. So I want you to read. We are going to read it because I want you to know that when it happens again, you won't be surprised. So here you go. Let us read it. Abi, hang on. Is that the one? I'll be back in a second. Let me just check. I want to check a proper reputable paper. The cable. Okay. I want to see. Yeah. I'm going to go for pause. Okay, I'll read the cable. So let's go and do that one. Because I'm going to read this because I want you to understand. No, I don't like the look of that one. Is it? Okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to go and I'll get a better one because I don't want to. So, in fact, this is a very good read. I'm going to show you. And when you read this, as I'm reading it, it will make sense. So, Imo, why Supreme Court sacked Ihedioha and declared Uzodinma a winner? Now, I want you to look at my headline. I said, who will be the winner? Who will INEC announce? Did you hear me? I said, who will be the winner and who will INEC announce? Now, from what I'm about to show you, this man, Ihedioha, won the elections. But who did INEC announce? Uzodinma. Is it making sense? Is that making sense now? Is the penny dropping? Is the penny dropping? I want to know. I would like to know. For those of you who are with us, is it making sense? Is the penny dropping now that the same thing will happen again? So let us read the story. My phone is playing up somewhat. I don't know what it is. I'm going to have to delete and let me uninstall the map, the WhatsApp, and bring it back in because it's annoying me. Oh, okay. It seems to be back now. So I'm trying to just delete as much messages as possible on it. I don't know why it's doing that. Because I get a lot of messages and it just clogs up the system completely. And I've been trying to clear it. Okay. Now let's read this. We're going to try and go as fast as we can. So now, the Supreme Court on Tuesday, this is back in 2019, declared sacked Governor Emeka Ihedioha of Imo State, even as he declared Senator Hope Uzodinma of the APC as the valid winner of the governor election that held on the state March 2019. Listen, the Supreme Court on Tuesday sacked Governor Ihedioha of Imo State, even as he declared Hope Uzodinma of the All Progressive winner as the valid winner of the governorship election that held in the state 29th of March 2019. Listen, the Apex Court, in a unanimous judgment by 7-man panel of justices that was led by the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Tanko, held that Ihedioha, who contested on the platform of People's Democratic Party was not duly elected by a majority of lawful votes. When you hear that bit, you need to understand now INEC. That now INEC matter be that lawful votes, because the people that will tell you it's either lawful or unlawful are what is what. Now INEC. Just begin to read though. The Supreme Court therefore ordered the immediate withdrawal of the certificate of return that was issued to Ihode by the Independent National Electoral Commission. So they now, I'm telling you, this is the playbook of what is going to happen. But hey, make we continue. So the Supreme Court therefore ordered the immediate withdrawal of the certificate of return that was issued to Ihode by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. It ordered that a fresh certificate of return should be issued to Uzodinma forthwith, adding that he should be sworn in immediately as the governor of Imo State. The lead judgment was delivered by Justice Kudirat Kekere Ekun, while the members of the panel concurred. The Apex Court said that it was certified that the lower tribunal wrongly evaluated Uzodinma's case when it failed to countenance a proof of evidence that was brought before it by a police officer that testified before it at PW 54. It held that the records before it proved that the election from 388 polling units were unlawfully excluded from the overall collated results. It noted that the results from the cancelled polling amounted to 213 votes, adding to that Ihode was returned elected based on wrong computations. According to the Apex Court, finding by both tribunal and the appellate court, the effect that Uzodinma did not prove his case was as a result of misapprehension of the case of the appellant. There is merit in this proposal. Exactly. Narada Franklin, thank you. Oh, I love this. You're reading my mind. I want you to listen to the words by Narada Franklin. It says here, the outcome of the 2023 elections has been decided already. Abubakar Atiku will be declared the winner and president-elect. There's a power tussle ongoing at the presidency, as a rock, between the two factions. On the one hand, Maman Daura factions, and on the other, Nasser Ahmed El Rufai track factions. The Daura faction is fully supporting and bankrolling the Atiku candidacy, while the El Rufai faction is fully supportive of the Tinubu Shettima candidacy. But the Fulani ruling elite cabals want Atiku to be the president-elect. Federal Republic of Nigeria, Mr. Peter Obi will not win 2020 elections because INEC will rig the elections. These are not my words, though, Narada. Thank you. I mean, INEC will rig the election result in favor of Atiku. If there are let me see. If there are any uprising in relations to the rigged 2022 election results by the populace in southern Nigeria and middle belt Nigeria, the Nigerian military army will perpetrate a bloodbath. Following specific orders, a shoot at sight and killing indiscriminately will be widespread. There you go. Narada, I can't thank you enough. I'm really grateful for the comments you just made on Facebook. Please do share this broadcast if you're watching on if you're watching us. I encourage you, please share the broadcast. It is really important. This is, I've said it before. You can see the playbook. It is a playbook that they've done. This is the same thing they did in July 12, 1993, when they hijacked the elections. They are simply going to hijack these elections from the hands of Uzodinma and from the hands of Peter Obi. That is all, and nothing you do or say will change that. And the quicker we realize that, the better, I say. I think we need to quickly realize this. So, thank you very much for that. Your contributions there, Narada Franklin. I'm really grateful. I really am truly grateful. I'm trying to see if the phone lines can come in and people can call in, because I really need that to be something that we can do and begin to take calls. I want to take calls because I really want to hear your thoughts on this, because it is not just about talking anymore now. It's to make sure that we can, yeah, okay, we go. Let me get, no, not telefriend. So let me just go here. So please, in a minute, I'll be checking that we can make a phone call. I'm just trying to check that. Manage storage. So I'll wait. Oh, as I'm doing that, it just crashes on me. So I'm trying to clear everything out because I'm getting so much messages every day, and I do try and reject it, but sometimes it just gets in the system. So I will read the Uzodinma case again. Remember, keep in mind that Uzodinma came forth. So when they talk about the people who are making the courts are they are telling the courts what to do, and the courts are doing it, and then they're using it as a lever. So they're trying to say they didn't have it's INEC controlling all of this, man. It is. And it's like Narada said, it is a tussle. Maman Daura wants to ensure it's a Fulani man, Atiku. And El-Rufai wants to bring in the Shetima factor. This election, like I said, what we best do now is to begin to wake our people up. The elections is a foregone conclusion, in my opinion, and I've said it. And you heard I've not spoken to Narada. We haven't met before, and that's the same conclusion that I have reached. And even if it even gives more detail in many respects, and that is something that we really need to understand and factor into what we're doing. Please, ladies and gentlemen, I urge you as you're watching me, don't forget to go to Citizen AY on YouTube and subscribe. I want to thank Eunice Uchechi joining us on there. Princess Balogun, welcome, and welcome so much. Welcome to you as well. Let me just give you a quick nod and a quick hello there. I'll just acknowledge the two of you. So I'm going to do that quickly, so we can, Oh yes, oh my gosh, Princess, yes. So thank you so much, and I appreciate and acknowledge you and the work that you're doing, the great work that you're doing back home as well. We need to continue the work, and I applaud the work that you're doing greatly. You and Mayegun, if I'm correct, I think it is, yes. I think it's the right person. So Eunice, welcome on board as well again. Help me share share this broadcast, please, because we need to we need to reach more people. And like I said, the election has already been decided, and those who have the mistaken belief that Peter Obi is going to win this, there will be sadly you're going to have a huge hangover. And you will see the situation unfold. And I want to just say thank you very much. I really appreciate the work that you're doing. And we have to continue to speak truth to power. It is really, really important that the message that we're trying to send here is to awaken our people. Narada has really stated the point, and I can't overemphasize that point enough, that there is two split in the APC, the Mama and Daura split and the El-Rufai faction. Mama and Daura wants Atiku, so Peter Obi has no looking, none. And again, I'm giving you the background as to how Uzodinma, the man who came forth, became the governor. And the same thing is going to happen here. They're just going to, Peter Obi will win the vote by election, by the vote alone he will win. But they will announce Atiku as the winner. The same thing. So, and then he talked about his election is declared null and void and hereby set aside. The court held that Uzodinma certified the statutory required spread aside. The CJ and other members of the panel that concord that the lead verdict were Justices Silvanguta, Kayode Ariwola, Waniaba J. Aji, Amiru Sanusi. Meanwhile, the Apex Court declared its judgment appealing, challenging the election of Governor Aminu Tambuwal. So that's another section. We're not going to. That's a different one. But I wanted to just show you, there is something I need to show you on this actually, because that gives you the judgment, but I want you to look at this from here. Paul said, the man who came forth, and I want to read that side of it so that you understand exactly that this is what will happen in the election. Don't be surprised. When this happens, you will understand. Here is why Hope Uzodinma, who came forth during the government elections in Imo State, was declared winner by the Supreme Court. So you had that. He came forth, but he was denied by the Supreme Court. And I'm here to tell you that the Supreme Court is controlled by those who possess power in the country. And they decided, no, this man, Ehioda, is not going to be the winner. It's going to be somebody else. And that's it. And that's going to be the same thing when this election it takes place in just a few days. Literally a few days. It's you know, don't be surprised. And you will all remember that Citizen AY said, look, the situation on ground is this. That nation is a fraud. That nation is a fraud. And they are using all means to keep it, to keep us oppressed and suppressed in our own land. Ladies and gentlemen, please don't forget, go ahead and subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube, the platform where we speak truth to power. I really appreciate your support and in joining me on the broadcast. Let's continue to raise the level of awareness within our community. I'm just going to try and see. The phone is just not letting me do what I want to do at the minute, and I can't believe it. So I'm going to delete all of this one, and then hopefully a minute, please. Okay. So I'm going to just try to reinstall everything here because the messages is just too much. So, okay. So now I'm going to reinstall it, and then hopefully, because it's really difficult to get things done, and I want the phone line to be back on so that we can make phone calls and, you know, via WhatsApp, you know. So we'll come back in a minute. Okay, so we'll get that down in a minute. So hopefully it should come in. So now what we're saying, what we're saying is this. We talked about, and I'm going to reiterate it again. So according to the results released by INEC, National Independent National Electoral Commission, which we know they're not independent, Ihediha polled 2,773 404 votes, Uche Nwosu 190,364 votes, Ifeanyi Arume Abka polled 114,676 votes, while Uzodinma got 96,458 votes. So he came forth, and suddenly they got a huge number, over 200,000 votes extra, and now he was declared a winner. So the question one should be asking is, if they got the numbers so wrong, let us look at this again. If they got the numbers so wrong, so are you telling me that INEC got the numbers so wrong that they could not see that over 200 votes were missing? What was it? What does that tell you about the INEC, the system? If they said they couldn't find that, the system itself is flawed, or it's a blatant rigging. Either way, you cannot trust the electoral process in contraption Nigeria. You're seeing it there. You're seeing it there. You see, look at this. That's 96,000 votes he got to 2073. So let us look at the difference between the two. I actually want to do that now because I'm going to type it in. Because we need to ask INEC the question then, shouldn't we? You know? And if they cannot answer that question, that should tell you how you should view any results that INEC announces in 4 days' time. So let's see, 273,404 minus 96,458. So INEC were not able to spot that there was a huge, the gap between the two of them was too wide. They were not able to, there was no fault at all on the day. Because INEC now said, what they now said is now, let me see if I can find it. So, I'm trying to see the figure that they put in. I cannot see the figure here. I might have to go and look at it somewhere else. But they said 388 polling units were excluded. How do you get to exclude? If you suddenly exclude 388 polling units and you are certified on the day, and suddenly you change, that's blatant fraud in my view. It's fraud. Anyway, I'm not going to bother calculating it. It's just something. It just adds another side to the situation and what we're saying, and why we're encouraging you all to really think about what is being done here. This is sheer injustice, and they're bringing in the lies. Like I said, the man who's going to win is Atiku, because INEC will award it to him. You heard Narada say, the ruling party, rather than support Tinubu, are supporting Atiku. I mean, wow. You know, at least half of them are supporting Atiku, the other half are supporting Tinubu. Meanwhile, people are suffering on a daily basis. I'm going to see if I can get some videos to show you videos of people, the scarcity of money. There's been people who are queuing and they can't feed. They can't feed because the people who are, the banks are holding on to the money that they should free and let the people have. And that is terrible. To be honest with you, that is absolutely terrible. And it is really a situation where one really begins to, what's the word? To question the validity of the entire system. Because you are watching people starve because you are trying to achieve a political aim at the expense of the people. I mean, one minute, please. Okay. So we're just trying to get the phone line back. I've had to really, I don't want to skip that one. I'm going to skip, yeah. Skip restore. I don't want to do that now. So we'll get the number and all that later. Yeah, done. Okay. Okay. Because I want it to be free, because it's really difficult. It's been messing up. So I wanted people to watch it. So help us share the broadcast. Now, I'm going to be able to take calls now because I think it's working now. It's just so much message that, you know, that it's just been so much message that it's really made things difficult. And I wanted to make sure that we could, you know, be able to take calls. So if you do want to call in, it's +44 739 580 606. Let me just check that it's indeed up and running. A minute. So if you want to call in, you can call in on +44 739 580 606, and that way at least we can get to have people on, and you can, you know, add your comments and you know, that way, because it's very, very important that we hear people's views. You can call in on +44 739 580 606. Let me just test it whilst I'm here to make sure it's ringing. I've had to empty the data because it's just too much. So let's go 1 minute. Just gonna test it. No, that's not it. Sorry, not that one. Yeah, okay, we're gonna call that now. Trying to see. Yeah, so it's ringing. So that number is ringing. So please do call it. I've managed to clear the system. It took some time, but what I want us to do is to make sure that we, raise the level of awareness. And I'm going to show you some videos if I can that people are probably sent. The videos of people suffering as we speak. Really desperate times, So okay, this guy is swearing at the CBN governor. So there we go. This is what I mean. Now, this guy, I'm going to play it right now. Let me forward it to, how can I do this? Yeah, I'm going to, you will see it straight away. 1 second, please. How do I do this now? Okay. 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 That's it. So you'll see come up now. I want you to hear this now. Right. Okay. Now, it's going to come up now. I want you to see this quickly. To tell you how bad things are. To tell you how bad things are. People don't understand. A musician, nobody was praying him because his times are so hard. He started calling Emefiele and cursing him. As a musician, you want to get prayed. Nobody was praying him when he's singing. So, and he was... I'm sorry. I shouldn't laugh. I'm sorry. I shouldn't laugh. It's not funny, actually. But, anyway, let's see. Where is it now? Come on. Okay. Okay, hang on. It should be there now. So give me a minute. It's just gonna get back up. I want you to just hear the vid to hear the line. Whoa. Okay. No, leave that. I don't want to make any mess. Okay. Okay. Good. We're back. So I don't want to make any mistake here. So that's why I'm trying to be very careful what I touch. They think everything is working. What is this? They say don't rock the boat and all that. So let me go in here. It should be in here, shouldn't it? Yeah. Okay, let's go in here. Yeah, so now, in here, no, that's not it. That's not it. I'm going to come back to that later. I needed this one. Where is it? So I'm trying to get this working. So hopefully. One minute. Let's try again. I'm just trying to get it to so you can see this message on air because it's very important to see it. Okay, 1 minute, please. Okay. Yeah, that's it. So it should come up now. I should be able to see it now. Okay, let's see. Hopefully it should work. That should be it. That should be it, shouldn't it? Oh, come on. It's hanging somewhat. I'm sorry about this. I need that information urgently because it is okay. There's another way to do it if it doesn't work. Okay, that's fine. I've got another way to do it. Don't worry. So for this one, let's just go back to the back. Just give me a minute, please. I'm just trying to show something, and I want you to hear it. because oftentimes when we talk about it, it doesn't make sense. But when you hear them do it, then it actually makes better sense that way. So let's do this now. Okay. So I think we'll do that now. So okay, now we'll do this. Just give me a minute. I want you to just hear that bit. It's very important because it shows you what is really happening. And sometimes people don't get it. They just go, "Oh, you're just being this and all of that." But then, yeah, I'm gonna do airdrop. No, not my part. No. Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna do that. You will hear it come up, and then I can then do the walk to it. I know it's a bit of a journey, but it will get there in the end. I promise you, we will get there in the end. Okay. So you're gonna hear it now. You will hear it. I wanted you to just hear this bit, because it's important to really acknowledge that. Oh, come on. I don't know why it's been difficult today. There we go. That's it. It's coming in now. Good. So you're going to hear this guy abuse Emefiele. You'll hear him in a minute. He's cussing him. He was cussing him. He was cussing him big time. I'm gonna. I'm sorry, I'm laughing, but this is. I'm gonna play that back again. Actually, in all honesty, I know I'm laughing, but it's actually it just shows how bad things are. He's actually cussing Emefiele, because they, because of the situation of things, people are so, people have been reduced to this kind of a state that you cannot even, it's crazy. It is so crazy. So let's play it again. Yes, too. See? So you had now. That is the strength of feeling. If anybody wants to call in, you can call in on +44 739 580 606. Of course, we're discussing who will be the next person in the election and all of that. We're discussing that. So if you want to call in and discuss, you're welcome to do so. The phone lines are open. I just did a test on it. So it took some time to get that functioning because the messages were just too much, and I had to just delete as many of them as possible because it just wasn't gonna do it. So I decided to look at that. So that's the message. That's the kind of thing that we're talking about. The strength of feeling. You know, so somebody's saying the song you have to sing as you approach it come February 25th. No, we're not gonna do that one because it's let me just see. I'm just trying to make sure that it works. I don't want to be too much messages on here, and I wanted to make sure it's free and all that. So let me just check here. Yeah, okay, that's fine. So I mean that guy there, let's just hear it one more time. Let's hear it one more time. So you've seen that now, you know. So he's touching his head and he's saying that my head will, you know, seek revenge and in the worst possible way. And these are the kind of things that we're talking about. Let me see if there's anything more that I've just come across. I'm trying to make sure that people, you know, get what I'm saying here. It's crazy. So this is one now. Oh boy. So anyway, so what I'm saying in effect is that come the 26th of February, in fact, let me read what Narada wrote. I'm going to read that again because it's very pertinent to what we're saying. Personally, this will be my own opinion as well, and I hold on to that dearly, strongly. But of course, you have the right to decide as you see fit on these matters, and you can decide not to do, you know, to follow these things. So somebody said something here. Now that Franklin, yeah, it's been decided. She said all indigenous and ethnic people of the southern Nigeria, middle belt Nigeria, should not and must not participate in the forthcoming 2023 elections because of the fraudulent, draconian 1999 military decree number 24 imposed upon the people. And many of you would know that this is my own position as well, because I've talked about that constitution at length. Indeed, I've done programs, broken it down into minute, finer details to help our people wake up. But alas, hopefully it will not be in vain. So I agree with very much her sentiments there, his sentiments, Narada, or his or hers. I'm not quite sure. Sorry, forgive me if I'm not saying the right thing. But I need to just, I'm grateful. So the draconian military decree number 24 illegally imposed upon peoples and is the bane of, and it's the bane of Nigeria's disintegration. Nigeria has not worked and will not work. Nigeria has been plunged. Plunged into abyss. It cannot be redeemed. The only viable solution is a popular plebiscite, referendum vote, which decides whether all indigenous peoples, with exception of the Fulanis, as Fulani tribe is not indigenous to of Nigeria, wishes to remain together as one entity. Nigerians and or go their separate way. Seek referendum now. Again, this is exactly my thoughts. This is exactly how I'm reading. I read it exactly in that manner. And Narada, I wonder if you want to call in, Ada Franklin. If you want to call in on WhatsApp, the number is on the screen, I do believe. It's +44 7399 580 606. If you want to call in and chime in, and we can have a meaningful discussion. I'm really liking what I'm hearing from you, particularly from a foreigner, somebody that is not part of the system. So nobody can certainly say that I've influenced anybody one way or the other. You can call in +44 7399 580 606. The phone line is open. I'd love to hear from you. Because it's my sentiment, it's how I feel about it in a great deal. And I've felt that for quite some time, and I've held on to that view because I've looked at that constitution in depth. I studied it for the last 2-3 years. I've been really bringing it to the people's attention that this is a fraud, that it is not. We didn't sign up to this. We shouldn't accept it. We need to reject it. I've been really advocating for that wholeheartedly and saying the only solution that we have in front of us is, of course, the referendum. And to hear you say that really is, as you can imagine, music to my ears. And I'd love to be able to speak to you just to and bring you on board. If you are able to call in, that's welcome. But I understand at the same time, if you're not. But like I said, the number is on the screen. So just type in +44 7399 580 606, and I'd be very, very glad to hear your take on it and get a bit more insight into your reasoning and how you came to the same conclusion I did. Because oftentimes it's better to have that that insight, so that way people can actually look at things and go, okay, I get how it got to be like that. So you see in the video of the man, I mean, this just encapsulates exactly what is wrong with the system. You have a governor who came forth given the becoming a president. Now you're going to have a man who's going to be president in 4 days not being the man that the most popular that the people elected. And the most popular man in the elections, bar none right now, is Peter Obi. I'm not a fan because for me, I have concerns in terms of him being part of the PDP. So we're just repackaging something for us to make it look, good and everything else. So we need to really wake up from that. So if anybody want to call in, please do call in. Of course, we are watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. I'm keen and anxious to be able to hear your thoughts and how you see this. Because it's really, really important that people understand that what has been going on is absolutely crazy. It is not something we support. We need to actually ensure that going forward, this facade, this charade is not allowed to go one day longer, because the oppression of our people has been all too real, all too painful, and is actually harmed our existence as a group of people, and we need to address that. We need to confront that. We need to make sure that we as people do not accept this injustice any longer. It is sheer injustice. It really is. So we are asking you to please subscribe to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Do call in. Let's hear your views. The guy here, I'll play it one more time. So. Yes, sir. Wow. 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 He's not happy at all. So you heard that now. So it's important to, I wanted to just play that so that we understood what is being done. The question, of course, is who do you think will be the winner? And who will be the person that they announce? They're going to be two different people. They won't be the same people. They won't be the same. And I want you to know that. And I'm saying it so that you will not be shocked when it happens. I'm saying it so that you will not suddenly go, oh, you will recall that, oh, yes, Citizen AY mentioned this on his show. He talked about it. And that's exactly what's played out. So we wanted to hear from you from that basis. And from that basis, if you could, tell us how you see it. And, what do you think is going to play out? And what is the legacy? What would you call the legacy? I suppose the legacy, what we could relate to in terms of Buhari, is the fact that he left us in penury, because people are suffering. The price of oil is gone crazy. People cannot buy food. The banks are not releasing the money. It's all intended to create havoc. Very, very much. It's really quite shocking that this is even going on. So we just wanted to just touch base on that. Let me just recall again, please, going forward, the best thing we can do is to help ourselves in this situation. And one of the things that I'm trying to do is to raise that awareness within us, to raise that awareness so that we can actually, really proceed and think for ourselves and not wait for the likes of the bunch of crooks who are in governance now, who know what they ought to do, but they're not doing it. They're simply not doing it. So let me just do this. So I want to just show you this one again. One second, I'm trying to work out how to do it. I want to just show you this. Of course, I did it earlier on, but I want to go through it again for many of you. For those of you that might have missed it, we need you to begin to think in this way. You need to know your local council. Make sure you know your local councillor. You need to know it. Do you know it? Please, what I'm saying now is in preparation for our self-determination. The current system that we have now, we need to know what they're doing and how to break away and how to free ourselves. So you need to know your local councillor, know the responsibilities of his position, which I'm going to show you in a minute. You will see it come up. So that is his duties. Councillor provide information to the council, to the community about the policies and decisions of the council, and community relays his desires and concerns and opinions to the council through the councillor. So he's acting like a conduit between the council and the people. So the message is got to go both ways. Message from them to us and message from us to them, passing through him. What I'm pointing, so you know that is his responsibility. You need to make sure it's coming down to you on a weekly basis. That is the only way to really begin to hold them to account and make them know that that the wages that they're receiving as senators, as House of Reps, as House of Assembly, as a local government chairman, as councillor, is paid for by you. You as in collective of us in the community. And so they need to answer us when we have concerns and not fob us off. So I just talked on that briefly. So let's go back up again. Again, we talked about the fact, you have the right to question all government as well as elected officials. You have that right and you need to express it. One of the things that they've used religion to do is to make you respect have this respect for authority when the authority in fact doesn't have respect for you, and the authority wants you to have respect for it as they program you to have respect for the religions of Christianity and Islam, whereby you respect, you follow what they say to you in the church and everything else. And the same thing, they are instructing you on what to do. You are the citizen. You are the ones paying the wages of the governors, House of Reps, senators, VP, president, local government chairman, and councillor. You're the one paying those things, and they are accountable to you. We need to encourage our people. That's why I'm saying that. No, you are paying the wages. No, you have the right to question all elected officials. Know that the buildings used by the National Assembly, the State House of Assembly, local government, they are all paid for by you. And that's what you need to be telling our people. It is our money that's being used to pay them, and we will not relent. They must. What's the word? They must do what we, the people that, after all, are paying their wages, paying for the office they're using, and even in the case of the State Assembly, I think also their allowances comes from the state, which we are part of. So they need to, be carrying out those responsibilities. What they're doing by not addressing the concerns of the local people is not allowing the process of democracy to be a two-way thing. Like you saw now, the local council will come up with information, tell the councillor, and then disseminate it to us. And likewise, we should go the other way around. Go the other way. And what we're saying to you is that the people who are sitting on our wealth, they are a bunch of crooks, and they should really be arrested. There's no excuses, no ifs, no buts. So let's go on again. I'm going to just do this one. So, and then the other one, the buildings used, we talked about that. Spread the knowledge. The key thing is to spread this knowledge. Because right now, one of the things we need to understand is that for our people, the longer you go to church, if you're spending 10 hours in the church, that is the 10 hours you need to be part of the local community, putting pressure on the councillor. The more of you that are at the meeting and discussing these things, the better the chance that he will fold and actually agree with you and take on board what you say urgently, go to the local government and begin to get your issues addressed. The quicker we really, take that step, to spread the word. And that's very, very important. And like I said, one of the really crucial things about all of this is that the system is trying to make sure that you do not acquire the skills, the skill set that you need to be able to question them. That's why they're sending you to the church, and they give money to the church to keep you occupied. They give money to the museum to keep you occupied, just because they want you to be easily manipulated and be able to be used for as and when, and not question them. So that knowledge is very, very important. And let's go and look at the responsibility of the local government autonomy. The local government, like I said, economic recommendations to the state. Economic, as in if there's mineral resources like phosphate, they should be shown, and the state could develop it, and then create an export market that will create jobs. That kind of thing. Establishment of and maintenance of the cemeteries, burial grounds, and homes for the destitute. Again, those are the responsibilities of the local government. Straightforward, and they must provide it. And we need to question them on it. Where's again? Yeah. So, establishment and maintenance of regulations of markets, motor parks, and public convenience. Very, very self-explanatory. We need to actually get them to be able to take on those roles that I've just mentioned and be able to fulfill them. And you are the person that they must bow to. They must ensure that whatever you as a citizen is lacking, it's within their responsibility to bring it to life and to make sure it's done. And that's one of the things why there's no accountability for the positions of this local government chairman and those who select them, the governors. There's no accountability. Whatever we say goes. You can't question, and that's not right. And this is where the problem starts. Has been going on for a long time. So now, establishment and maintenance of regulation of markets, motor parks, doing motor parks and public conveniences. Public conveniences, you should have it. These are the things you should be asking them. We don't have public toilets in our area. Why? It's not good enough. We are giving you 2 weeks. You have to come back, and you have to be all of you coming in and going to meetings as a group. and putting that and putting the case before them, they'll have no choice. And many of people do that. They'll have no choice but to comply. And that is really what we're asking for you all to do. Don't relent. Join us in this struggle. Read it now. So, construction and maintenance of roads, streets, drains. The construction and maintenance of roads, streets, drains. Many times the council will come out with yarn and sand and pour it and cover it and make it look finished. You know, we need to go and inspect that. And if it doesn't meet our needs, listen, this is not the right one. This is what happened. You know, we got to get into that habit of questioning everything. We must question it. Question. Never relent. We must not relent. We need to ensure that we continue to question until the people realize that, until those in government realize that however way they do it, we the people know what to do. And that is to hold the governors to account and not ignore our concerns. It is really unacceptable. And it's time, in this time, day and age. That's why I'm telling you, going to the church and then the mosque is just a way to put you to sleep. We need to wake up. This election coming, the result of it, many people will have a hangover on the 26th. I guarantee you, because Atiku will win. And that is going to be something that we're going to see what happens, how that unfolds. Oh boy. So yeah, like I was saying, so let's go ahead now. So naming of roads and streets and numbering of houses is another thing that the local government council should do. Provision and maintenance of public transport and refuse disposal. How many of you have your refuse regularly collected right now? I don't think it even happens, because I've seen in many homes that it just burns it. There's the side of that things are. I mean, this is crazy. But they are here to tell you to vote for them, but they don't take on the responsibility of fixing the things that you need. That's because many of you are out in the churches and the mosque trying to pray that the road will get fixed, when you should have just gone straight to the councillors and begin to engage them. And hopefully we can do that now. Let me see. Provision and maintenance of public transportation and refuse disposal, we'll talk about that. Registration of births and deaths and marriages, that's fine. Assessment of privately owned tenements for the purpose of levying such rates as may be prescribed by the House of Assembly of a state. So you can see now, when they want to pass something, they will quickly get it done. But when it's to get things done to improve our collective lives, oh, no. And that's what I'm saying. This information, you need to know it and share it. The assessment of privately owned houses for tenements for purposes of paying levying such rates may be produced by the House of Assembly of a state. So the House of Assembly of a state would actually direct how much you should charge where your part of your house is being it's being used as a let, and obviously they would say that because of there's tax implication in that, obviously. So yeah, exactly. So they want to get a cut of whatever it is you're getting. Control and regulate the outdoor advertising movement and keeping pets of all description, shops and kiosks, restaurants and other places for the sale of food to the public. So now you have a better idea of exactly what the local government responsibilities are, and they are on the screen. And it's important that we now use that as a way to exercise that and hold these people to account, at least in going forward, and encourage our people. Please, if you are spending 10 hours in the church, cut that hour to 1 hour in the church and the remaining 9 talking about and discussing how we're going to free ourselves collectively from the bondage by using the steps that I've just outlined. What I've outlined in the steps is you have the right. Let them know you have the right to question them, because you pay their wages. Very, very important, and that is where that's what we must continue to do. And then hold them to account and tell them that we also mention, you tell them about their own responsibilities and say, these are your responsibilities. What we want you to do now is to apply it and help us as we are directing you. These are things that we need to really take on board, no doubt. So let me go here. So like I said, I need to do one more thing. There's one more thing I need to do. This one. I want you to see this one. Let's have a look. That's very important. The man here did everything right, and I applaud him, to be honest.
No.
Listen.
No. The question I'm asking you, let me know you have uniform level. Just tell me, this is the authority I have. This is the law that gives me the authority to be stopping people. Stopping Okada people. I have any authority to stand here and be stopping Okada people.
This spirit, I will play it over and over. In fact, it's going to be part of my broadcast from here on. Because I want everybody to be able to do this every day. It's going to be part of my broadcast every day from here on.
No.
Watch. So.
No. The question I'm asking you, let me know you have uniform level. Just tell me, this is the authority I have. This is the law that gives me the authority.
You see that? So what he did there is really important. And I'm going to use that as one of the things I'm going to be doing on my broadcast. In fact, I'm going to pin it on it when I'll sort it out so that every time I come on air, you will see that. Because what I want to do is I want that to prompt our people to know that you have to take action collectively. By going to a church or going to a mosque, you're not taking any action to solve your problems. I'm gonna be brutally frank. I'm not, and I don't. If you're upset, I'm really sorry. But going to a church and spending a night vigil in a church, you're putting your life in danger, and you're allowing the government to continue to manipulate you mentally so that you're weak and they continue to exploit you. I am going to say it. Going to any church and any mosque will not fix your road, your light, your roads, your bridges, your healthcare, your school. There's a young lady I'm going to show you now. I'm going to show you a young lady. Because these are the kind of things that we really need to understand. There's a young lady which I wanted to show you. Where is she now? If I can find that video. 1 second. Because as I'm talking about this is all encouraging. I'm trying to empower us to take action and actually not wait for somebody to do something for you. Let me see. Excuse me. If I can find it. Okay, let me see. Sorry. I have it somewhere, but I don't know if I can find it. Okay, let me try it with one way. I might be able to try one way. Let me see. It may be on here already. So I'm going to try and get it going if I got it. I mean, it's crazy what is going on. It is really crazy, and we mustn't be silent and accept this nonsense. We mustn't. We must not be silent and just accept this injustice and nonsense. It is not acceptable at all. It really isn't. So let's go and find this information for you. Sorry about this. I had it somewhere. I thought I had it here, and I did play it yesterday, but obviously it must have moved. Okay, I know what I'll do. 1 second, please. Let me just pull it this way. There might be a way to pull it this way. I'm going to just quickly go in here, and you will see it. I think... 1 minute, please. 1 minute. I want to just get you... No, sorry. Oh, not that one. Here we go. Okay. So I'm going to just show you the video, and we'll listen to it, and we'll talk about it, because it's very important that we do not be silent. This is injustice. And this is because we are silent, these kind of things are allowed to happen. And I'm intent on making sure that we actually take this on and not allow, not allow any of this this injustice to continue. It is truly unacceptable, and we need our people to really, wake up. So let's see if I can find it. So not that one. So let me just get the video. I think I got it. Didn't I post it here? I did. Yeah, we go. Yeah, watch this now. We're gonna watch this for a few minutes, at least, and see. You see? Now, this young lady, she ended up in Libya, and that's because she ended up in Libya because the system has failed her. People are having to try and run out to survive. Well, as she's in Libya, she is, something's happened to her, and mentally she's gone off. And this lady, who's a Yoruba woman, wants to help her, but now she's afraid that she's really behaving in a way that is actually like she's mentally unstable. Now she wants to send her home, but where does she send her to? Send this young girl to? And the system is not even the Nigerian system that in Libya, they should be catering for every citizen. You just make a phone call, something is not right, they pick them up, they should be able to have accommodation and things to cater for the citizens, but they don't have that. But they are telling you to believe in one Nigeria. Here you go, listen to this. Sorry. Let me just I'll play it back again. She's gonna start crying in a minute. The one who's helping this young lady in the picture, she will crying. Watch. You see? You see?
Mo rí ọmọ yìí ni nǹkan tó dẹ̀ yẹ kí mọ́mọ́ yìí wá sílé ojú pé ó sì gbé kéèsì ọmọ yìí wá sí eré àdúgbò mi tí mo ṣalábàápàdé wọn lẹ́nu ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ tí bọ́gà tó gbé wọlé sọ wípé bóyá bọ́gà tó gbé wọlé ni bóyá bébí náà dẹ̀ ṣe rí ihe lòun náà ṣe rí ihe tó wá fẹ́ fi opportunity yẹn tó fẹ́ fi ta.
So please watch on, give me a few minutes.
àṣà sọ pé kó má ta ọmọ yìí pé ó máa ṣiṣẹ́ wípé bóyá kò lè mára dúró ẹ̀jẹ̀ má jẹ́ ìṣòro iṣẹ́ ẹ dákun kódà bí ilé sùn kọ́mọ yẹn má lọ payọ síbi lọ́rùn.
She's basically concerned for the health of the girl and she's got mental issues.
àṣà ni kò má ta ọmọ yìí kọ́mọ yẹn máa ṣiṣẹ́ wípé ó lè jẹ́ ọmọ kan tó jẹ́ pé kò lè mára dúró ni atúnikọ́sẹ̀ wá boyfriend fún kó máa lọ bí iṣẹ́ oṣooṣù torí nǹkan tẹ́mi ò bá sọ mi lélẹ́ mi ò sọ nǹkan tí bá sọ máa ní mo sọ a ní kó jẹ́ kó máa lọ bí iṣẹ́ oṣooṣù kó dẹ̀ wá boyfriend fún pé bóyá tó bá kò lè mú ara dúró àwọn ọmọ mímọ̀ tó yẹ pé wọ́n lè mára dúró oṣù kan nǹkan tá a ṣàfọ̀rọ̀ sí nìyẹn ọjọ́ yẹn gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ tí mò ń sọ bí October lọ̀rọ̀ yẹn ṣẹlẹ̀ ní ọ̀dọ̀ ọ̀rẹ́ mi kan láti pàdé gẹ́ẹ̀ láti pàdé ọmọ yìí a ṣàṣọ̀rọ̀ yẹn nígbà yẹn so amọ̀kọ̀ wá níbi iṣẹ́ níjẹta àbí ní ìjẹta náà níbi táwọn tó kù mí jókòó sí ní floor wọn yàrá kékeré kan wà tó ní kọ́ àwọn ọ̀nàdọ́fà yẹn máa jókòó sí tó jẹ́ cleaner ẹgbẹ́ mi bí mo ṣàṣe wọ ọbẹ̀ pé ẹ̀yin ẹkú iṣẹ́ ọ ẹkú àtàrà ọmọ kọ̀ ṣáìtọ̀ ọmọ yẹn ni mo bá ní ọmọ yìí bá kí ló wá mú ní ibi báyìí ló bá ní àpé àti prison lọ sí fi owó kalẹ̀ pé òun ṣe kúrò ní prison mọ́ra prison ti báwo bọ́gà ẹ̀ ń kọ́ ló bá lóhùn pé bọ́gà òun ò mọ ibi tó wà máa ó dà bọ́gà kí lorúkọ ẹ̀ ó ní Júmì báwo ló ṣe rí ó describe ẹni tó mú ẹ wá sí ibi tèmi ti pàdé ẹ lọ́jọ́ yàbọ̀ mọ̀ mí ni ọmọ iṣẹ́ lóhùn ò mọ̀ mí ó rántí mi ó lóhùn ò rántí mi mo bá sọ fún àwọn tájọ́ ń ṣiṣẹ́ tó rí tó mú wọ hospital wa pé àwọn ọmọ ẹ̀pẹ̀ pé lòun fẹ́ lọ Nàìjíríà èmi bá tẹ̀ ní pé láéláé pé ẹ má tí mo lọ sí embassy pé mo mọ bọ́gà ọmọ yìí ojú mi ò ń tàn mí jẹ mo ṣáà mọ ọmọ yẹn wá sí ilé ní alẹ́ ọjọ́ yẹn mo ṣáà post ẹ̀ ó ní Júmì lórúkọ bọ́gà òun ó ní bọ́gà òun ó pupa ó múra ó ṣàṣọ́kọ́ tọkàntán ìgbà tó tún yá ó ló dúdú ó ṣe gbá àṣà ń study ẹ̀ kí n má fọ̀rọ̀ gùn nígbà tó di òru tí mò ń sùn ariwo lọmọ yìí pariwo kò ń ṣe ariwo kékeré ló bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní rẹ́rìn lójú ẹ̀ bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní ṣáná dákun ẹ má jẹ́ ṣe oore ṣe ọmọ yìí pariwo pé òun fẹ́ lọ Nàìjíríà àmọ́ ìṣòro kan tí a ní ni pé kò mọ nọ́mbà ìyá ẹ̀ kò mọ nọ́mbà bàbá kò mọ nọ́mbà ẹbí ẹ̀ kankan tó bá ṣẹ̀ wá ní pé òun lọ pẹ̀lú free flight ní ibi ìbàyìí tó dé Nàìjíríà ẹ dákun ibo ló fẹ́ rìn sí tá a dẹ̀ mọ̀ wípé gbọmọgbọmọ pọ̀ lórílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà tó bá rí i pé kò wà nọ́mà wọ́n á lo opportunity yẹn láti jí ọmọ yìí gbé láti lò fún nǹkan mi gbogbo ẹ̀yin ìkúnlẹ̀ abiyamọ tẹ́ bá pàdé fọ́nrán yẹn jọ ẹ bá mi pín káàkiri Mistura Ismail lórúkọ ẹ̀ ó ní Ìdòwú níyà tó bí òun lọ́mọ ń jẹ́ kí lórúkọ bàbá tó bí ẹ lọ́mọ ó ní Ismail lórúkọ bàbá tó bí òun lọ́mọ ń jẹ́ bó ṣe ń rẹ́rìn láti nǹkan bíi 1 o'clock ìyáládìẹ ló ń pariwo mo bí lẹ́rìí pé ta ló ń jẹ́ ìyá ládìyẹ ó sọ pé ìyá òun ló ń jẹ́ ìyá ládìyẹ ìṣá ni ó ní àwọn máàmí àwọn kan ń pò òun nílé ẹjọ́ ẹni tó bá ti bímọ rí tó mọ bọ́mọ ṣe rí lára ẹ bá mi pín fídíò ẹ jẹ́ kó kárí oore ni mo ṣe má jẹ́ kó mọ̀ yé pààyàn sí mi lọ́rùn ó má jẹ́ polúwẹ̀ á máa sùn lóru ọmọ eléyà lọ mú ọ̀bẹ ńgbà tó bá gùn tán ẹjọ́ nítorí tọ́lọ́run ọmọ yóò ní much time láti lò lórílẹ̀‐èdè Libya mi ò dẹ̀ lè tí síta ẹ jọ̀ọ́ gbogbo ẹni tó bá come across video ẹ bá mi pín títí tó máa fi dọ́dọ̀ family ẹ títí tó máa fi dọ́dọ̀ àwọn tó bí lọ́mọ in fact ó bá jẹ́ bọ́gẹ̀ náà ló kàn ẹ jọ̀ọ́ kó ṣàjáde kó lóun ní bọ́gẹ̀ kó dẹ̀ fún wa ní details àwọn òbí ẹ̀ kó fún wa ní details ẹni tó fún ní Nàìjíríà agent tó wà fún ní Nàìjíríà kó fún wa so that a lè get in touch pẹ̀lú àwọn ẹbí ẹ̀ kó tó di pé ó padà sí Nàìjíríà ẹ jọ̀ọ́ nítorí tọ́lọ́ mo bẹ̀ yín ni mo bẹ̀ gbogbo ẹ̀yà abiyamọ ẹ jọ̀ọ́ nítorí tọ́lọ́ ẹ ní sọmọnù ẹ dẹ̀ ní wọ́mọ ẹ jọ̀ọ́ nítorí tọ́lọ́ Mistura lórúkọ ẹ fídíò ọmọ yìí àti fọ́tò ẹ̀ lẹ́ ń wò nísàlẹ̀ ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ ní sunkún alẹ́ ẹ má jẹ́ ń ṣoore ṣe ẹ jọ̀ọ́ nítorí tọ́lọ́ mi ò lè sùn mi lè díjú torí she can do and undo ẹ jọ̀ọ́ nítorí tọ́lọ́ mo bẹ̀ yín. Kí ló dé tó ń pariwo lóru ọ̀gànjọ́ yìí.
Orí ọ̀gànjọ́ yìí èmi mo pariwo lò.
ó pariwo nísìnyí.
nísìnyí tààràtààrà tóhùn.
Mistura.
No.
Kí ló dé tó ń sunkún.
ẹkún kan dédé wá ni ẹkún kan dédé wá.
Ta ló ń jẹ́ ìyá ládìyẹ.
mọ́ mi.
àwọn ló wá ń pè ẹ́.
àwọn mọ́ mi náà ń pè.
àwọn mọ́ mi ló ń pè ẹ́.
àwọn mọ́ mi náà ń pè.
kí ló ní kó wá ṣe.
wọ́n ní kí n wálé.
wọ́n ní o wálé. kí lórúkọ mọ́ mi ẹ̀. Ìdòwú náà mẹ́ ń jẹ́. ID kí ni. ID Ìdòwú. ẹ kí ló dé tó pariwo wá látọjú oorun tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní rẹ́rìn.
kò sí kan tó ṣe mí àwọn ọmọ mi kan ń pè mí.
àwọn ọmọ mi ẹ wọ́n bí ghost fire.
àwọn ọmọ mi pè mí.
òun ló wá jẹ́ kó máa sunkún báyìí lóru ọ̀gànjọ́ ló bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní rẹ́rìn. ọmọ olúbo ni ẹ.
ọmọ
Kwara. kí lorúkọ dáàdì ẹ. Àsùnmọ́. kí ló wá fẹ́ báyìí kí ló fẹ́ kí n ṣe fún ẹ.
mo fẹ́ padà lọ sí Nàìjíríà.
tó bá ti padà lọ Nàìjíríà ó máa wà ókè. bó gbà pé nǹkan kan ń ṣe ẹ́ báyìí.
nǹkan ò ṣe mí.
nǹkan ò ṣe ẹ́. bọ́ kí ló dé tó máa ń rẹ́rìn-ín o kò máa ń dá rẹ́rìn-ín. because ní ìsìn à ń sùn ló pariwo látọjú oorun ló bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní rẹ́rìn-ín ẹ̀rù ṣẹ̀ ti bà mí. kí ló wá fà á.
kò sí kankan.
àwọn wo ló wá ń pè ẹ́.
àwọn ọmọ mi ń wá mi.
àwọn ọmọ mi ẹ̀ ń wá ẹ.
àwọn ọmọ mi ń wá mi.
ok kí la báwo la ṣe fẹ́ gẹ́ẹ̀tì nọ́mbà mọ́mí ẹ̀ báyìí. a lè dédé ní kó máa lọ Nàìjíríà láì ṣe pa owó lẹ́ni tó máa gbà ẹ́ Nàìjíríà.
tí máa dé kíní kọ́
Muritala Muhammed.
Muritala ṣé kò sáwọn tẹsítínbà àwọn mọ́tò tó lè gbé Ajégúnlẹ̀ báyìí direct.
ok Ajégúnlẹ̀ ni mọ́mí ẹ̀ ń gbé.
Ajégúnlẹ̀ kọ́ tí máa dá Ajégúnlẹ̀ mo lè gbé mile 2 máa dé mile 2 máa ní mo lọ sí yá nọ́mbà.
so o mọlé bó ṣe wà ẹ́.
mo mọlé.
tó bá kọ̀ dé Muritala ta ló máa pè pé o ti wà Nàìjíríà.
mi ò lè pẹ́ nìkan kò torí ìmọ̀ nọ́mbà lò.
o mọ nọ́mbà o ṣàfẹ́ lọ lé ṣá tó bá ti délé o máa wà ókè o ní máa pariwo lóru mọ́ o máa wà ókè. ọ̀dà mo ti bẹ̀ màá gbìyànjú gbogbo agbára mi bó ṣe máa fi dé Nàìjíríà ṣó ti gbọ́ má pariwo lóru mọ́ o gbọ́.
Yeah, so that's what you had. You had her there. Clearly, the lady in question is concerned for her safety and everything else. So she, basically she's behaving in a way that she needs some kind of psychological help. And the lady was trying to help, but obviously it's not quite, what's the word? I'm trying to find the right word. Sorry. She was not really forthcoming in that way. So what what we're saying is that the government of the day, they are never there for you in your hour of need. They're just never there for you in your hour of need. They're not. I'm going to show you another video again to show you what I mean. The Fulani government, they're not helping us in the south. And we need to really say this like it is. We have to say it like it is. It is terribly, terribly sad. There's a video I'm about to play for you now. And again, these are all symptoms of bad governance. And I cannot overemphasize why it is time for us to hold them to account. And I'm talking about, if you're going to church and you're praying, and you go to the mosque and you're praying, you're not holding them to account. You are doing exactly what they want you to do. They are going to keep you in that place. And you need to wake up. I'm here to wake myself and others. We're here to wake you up mentally. If you are psychologically asleep, you cannot solve this problem. And this lady now, who's this young girl, the government is not helping her. So this is what I'm coming to on here to try and get us to understand the steps we must take. I've shown you in particular. The first thing is to understand that we do not in any way, shape, or form treat them as though they are doing us a favor or with respect. They are doing a service for us. They are doing a job for us. They should be working on our behalf. They should be accountable to you and me. This stuff of thinking if I'm nice to the councillor, they will fix my road. It's a lie. It's part of what they use to try and keep you subjugated, suppressed, and oppressed in your own land. And this young lady should be getting a help already. And the fact that she's not getting it is evidence that this system is just, it's sickening. So let me get this to you. There's a video of currency. Currency in the south, we're having problems to get currency, but look at how they make it easy for people in the north. Look at this. This is in the north.
Officials of the Central Bank of Nigeria are here in Pasi, a remote area in Kibia local government area of Kano State. Access road to the community is very poor, with no visible communication network. The mission of the Apex Bank was made known to the community leaders, and afterward, the people came out in large numbers, both young and old, to exchange their old Naira notes for new ones.
You see that?
Those with automated teller machine cards were also attended to.
I'm so happy to see the officials of the bank in our community. All my old notes was changed to new ones.
Though the policy is not convenient for us, but since it is a government policy, we have no choice than to obey. The team also visited Bunkure, Rano, and Tudunwada local government areas with the same mission. We have been thinking of how we are going to take our old notes to the city, but thank God that the officials of the Central Bank have come to our community.
We thank the Central Bank for coming to our community.
I hope you are seeing this.
Deputy Director of the Central Bank of Nigeria,
I hope you are seeing this.
who monitored the exercise, urges the people
please
to
share
advantage of the opportunity provided for them.
You can see it's a remote area, so we've been going to remote areas to make sure that people that have the old notes bring it out, and so that we can exchange it with the new one. The cash swap initiative that the bank introduced. Well, the process has been very cordial. We're all happy to do that. People were happy that we've come down up to their doorsteps, to exchange their money. Some you can see is a far distance from here to where they can get a bank. So they're happy that they are not going to lose their money at the end.
You see that?
It's an opportunity that the government have provided.
You see?
The Central Bank, so that they can now, since we're here, they can bring up their money and then so that we can exchange it for them. If they are not able to do that, then the other option is to make sure that they now take their money to a bank for a deposit.
The Apex Bank said the process will continue across the 44 local government areas of the state. Ayo Adinaye, Arise News Kano.
So, my people, in the north, they get special treatment. Like I keep saying to you, in the north, they get special treatment. They take it to them. But us in the south, what happens? Let me see if I can get you some videos of what people are experiencing in the south. In fact, I'll show you a picture of this is happening in the south. An old man, I kid you not, an old man was in tears. And I shared this broadcast recently. Was literally in tears. Let's see if I can find it for you first. Let me just go and do the search here. Then I can then bring it to you. Was literally in tears on camera. Please don't forget to subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. We really do need your support. Let's help us grow the platform and reach more people. We really do need the support, and we're grateful that you're tuning in and watching the broadcast as we're going live. Throughout the day. Well, not throughout. For a few hours now, because it's important to do these kind of things. With this 4 days before the elections, I think we need to really be clear on what is going on and what the implication of you wasting your time about focusing on an election that is not going to give you anything. What exactly means. So let me go here. This is what is happening in the. This is what is happening in the south. Sorry. One second, please. Let me just get one step back because I thought I had it here, but that's the one I did. I want to do one where he was absolutely. Where is it? I'm trying to find that information for you, but hopefully. Okay, yeah, we'll use this one anyway. I'll show you. Let's show you this one. I want you to see, you will see this guy, this man, he will go, he'll be crying. Listen to him now. He goes to the bank, he's an old man. He goes to the bank and they couldn't change money. He was only allowed to have a certain amount. Whereas they're taking the money to the villages in the north. Listen, he's hungry. So let's hear. He went to the bank to collect money. He's got money in the bank, they won't let him change it. And he's in tears. He's got money in the bank and they won't let him change it. And then you can see the other video. Contrast that with the video where they're going to communities. And tell me if that's your idea of one Nigeria. And these are the kind of things we're talking about. To make you know that this idea that you're relying on that election to be something that of a savior is a joke. It is an utter joke. So please, I am really, really urging you all. We've got to stop this nonsense of believing in the lies of the government. They are controlling your mind through religion. They literally are controlling your mind through religion. And I'm not saying that lightly. And they're making you feel powerless. But I want you to know that you possess the power. Because the money that they're using to pay themselves, it is your money. They are accountable to you. They should be providing services that you require to make your lives better. And the only way you can do that is to begin to hold them to account until we break free from this yoke. We must break free. We need to break free. I mean, it's that man. I actually feel for him. I wonder how, if he's managed to get the money. But you can see that this money's been in the north. People are just getting it as though it's normal. It's not, and we are stuck, unable to get anything. You know, I just, it's crazy. It is utter craze. So please, I urge you all, if you're watching Season AY, the platform where we speak truth to power, I'd like you to go ahead and subscribe to Season AY on YouTube. Help us reach more people. The song that you hear in the background is the song I wrote. It's called How Long Will I Go to Suffer? That song is designed to ensure, Kingsley, a fool become a slave. Igbos and Yorubas are not fools. Exactly. Kingsley Unoga Ozirigbo. You have to write, my brother, on YouTube. Thank you very much for that comment. We appreciate that. These are the kind of things that we need to really be conscious of, and we need to take key steps to address it. That's why I keep saying the first thing to do, this idea, if you're still insisting on going to church and to the mosque, please, if you are spending 8 or 10 hours on the activities going to the church and the mosque, cut it down to 1 hour. Work with your community to face your counselor, to start fixing the things you need. They don't even pick up the refuse anymore. There's no public toilet for you in your local government area. The roads is meant to fix. All the money is gone. Either the local government chairman takes it or the state of assembly takes it. And that's because we are not being accountable. The church has taken our minds. The church and the mosque has taken our minds, and we need to break free from it. We must collectively break free. Every community in the southwest, southeast, middle belt, please, we need to take this action. Those churches and the mosque are designed to enslave your mind. That is what is happening right now, and that is why we're suffering. That is why people are not able to. That's why people feel helpless. What we're trying to do now is to show you that you do not need to rely on something that is oppressing you. You tell them, remind them, you let them know that you are the one paying their wages. They need to do what you ask them to do. They are accountable to you. The government is meant to serve you, not you serving the government. Look at what they did in the north. They went to give them money. Are they coming to give you money? People are queuing. People are having to trade. Let me show you another video. In fact, now we said it. I'll show you another video. I mean, I'll show you another video of a lady. I mean, in the south, we are doing trade by barter because there's no money that they are freely giving away in the north. Let me show you. Let me see. I want to show you this one now. Where is it? Let me show you this now. You will see it. Trade by barter, literally, because the money is not available in the south. They're freely making it available in the north. Listen to this. Watch this. So this man came to the shop. So look at this. Watch. So he's going to give them 3 bags of soap for 200 naira rice and 100 naira spaghetti. Watch. Listen. So in the south, we are reduced to trade by barter in the south. But as I showed you in the moment before, in the earlier video, in the north, they're literally taking the bank to them. But we in the south, we're suffering. You've seen the musician, there's no money. People, and you're talking about one Nigeria. And this is 4 days to the elections. I hope you are making note of this. Those of you who are supporting this, I hope you are making note of it. That is why I say we do what this man did here. I don't want to belabor the point too much. This man did something here. I want you to listen to it.
Yeah, authority.
Listen.
Have any authority to stand here and be stopping Okada people? Yeah, authority will only let my dog Okada do me by. Just because you are in uniform, you are just using the uniform to oppress people. No. No. The question I'm asking you, let me know you have the uniform level. Please just tell me this is the authority I have. This is the law that gives me the authority to be stopping people. To be stopping Okada people. I have any authority to stand here and be stopping Okada people. Yeah, authority will only let my dog Okada do me by. Just because you are in uniform, you are just using the uniform to oppress.
This is what we need to do collectively. I'll keep saying it.
No. The question I'm asking you, every uniform level, please just tell me, this is the authority I have. This is the law that gives me the authority to be stopping people, to be stopping Okada.
That is exactly, I'm showing you this because that way we know exactly what we need to do. So the lady had to give, we are doing trade by barter literally to survive. That's not right. So those of you who are going to vote, I'm not saying don't vote, but I'm giving you an array of evidence of why your vote is meaningless. It is literally meaningless. Your vote is literally meaningless. Your vote is literally meaningless. And until we need to really be very, very clear about what we're saying here. This lady here, listen to again. I'll move it back again. I'll show you. Watch.
Àwọn kí mú ọṣẹ wá kí fi ta oúnjẹ fóun ọṣẹ 300 naira èmi náà láti ta rice 200 naira spaghetti 100 naira kò sí tó ń jẹ 300 naira fún bó ṣe wá sí nìyẹn o.
You see that? You see that? So they've had to do trade by barter. So it is obvious that when they are making money freely available to exchange in the north and they are stifling us in the south, you can see that they're trying to reduce and to destroy us in the south, southwest, southeast, middle belt. It is time we really wake up. So if you are going to vote in the face of this, do remember that they are making funds available for them in the north. Sorry, let me just take this down. They are easily making money available for them in the north, whilst you are busy trying to sort of get by, and I urge you, what the man did there, we need to let them know we are the ones in control. They are working for us, those in governance, and begin to use that as a way to get the things we need instead of going on our knees and praying for something that is ours already. It's ours and we're not asking for it. We're not putting our collective pressure together. Bringing our collective pressure to bear, and that's what we need to do. I hope this makes sense because it's so frustrating. It is so frustrating. I'm looking at so many people suffering, and this idea, I'm telling you, without unapologetically, as far as religion, the religion of Islam and Christianity is concerned in Nigeria, it is designed to enslave your mind, to make you be subservient to those who are meant to serve you. Your government is meant to serve you. The government does not come to your mercy. The government of Nigeria leaves you in peril. It leaves you in danger, leaves you in harm's way. Does not come to your rescue. It does not come to your rescue. If it did, we would have health care, because the government will make sure that the people that it's in the country, that are citizens, have got the best of everything. We've got the finances. We are one of the most resource endowed nation on earth. The third largest oil producer in the entire world. We got the second largest gas reserves in the entire world. We got bitumen, we got phosphate, we got gypsum, we got gypsum, we got gold, we got you name it. You name it. We got we got the second largest reserves of tar in the entire world for bitumen. Yeah, bitumen for to fix your roads we got it in so much quantity that we can tar the whole of Africa and the rest of the world, and there will still be millions left. We got on rough estimation, we have something around 600,000 tons of gold in our soil, and the list is, and I could go on and on and on. But the point I am making here is this: the time has come for us, as Middle Beltans, as Yorubas and Southeasterns, or Lower Nigeria, however I want to call it. The time is come for us. We need to work together, get up within our communities, begin to hold those we elect into office to account. We have to hold them to account right now, because we are preparing the mind so that when we go for Yoruba Nation, then the people are already aware of how to make sure that they hold and continue to hold their governors to account. What we have right now is just, it's sickening. I'm lost for words. And I cannot overemphasize how important it is that we begin to address this. And this is, it is sheer injustice, and I do not want us to even ignore this. Somebody sent me information here, but I don't know if it's true. I want to try and check it out. So something to do with I want to try and read it up first. There's something to do with the 22nd. So they say from the 22nd of February, please stay home from 6 p.m. and be careful. So that's what they said. I will try and read that later on as well. From the 22nd of February, it says that people should stay home. This is... I'll see if I can... Okay, I'm going to try and see if I can get that up and play it as well, actually. I will actually do that because it doesn't make any sense to just leave it anymore, to be honest. Let me see. So please share this broadcast as you're watching. Help us grow the platform. I really would appreciate your support in doing that. If you can help us when you see the broadcast, when we come on live on here, and don't forget to hit notification button, because when you do, that means that we can, when we go on air, we will see us, and then you can join us and join in the discussion, because that's what we really need to do now. Let me just quickly go into this one here. So it's very important that we begin to, look at that. This is crazy. Trade by barter. You will hear, I'm going to put it where you can see it. So she's, he's trading soap for food, in the South. And then someone will tell you there's one Nigeria. What's one when they're making the lives of the people a misery? That's a deliberate tactic of oppression. Okay. Let me see. I just want to try and get one more thing in there. I'd urge you all, please subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. I'm going to try and put it on the platform so that we can really begin to really push the information forward. I really need you to be part of what we're saying and help us reach more and more people. I know there's some sort of problem that's been done to really help to try and depress the numbers, but we're not going to worry. We have over 200,000 followers on Citizen AY, on Oduduwa TV Radio. We have over 100,000 followers on Citizen AY, both platforms on Facebook. But the numbers who are watching us is low, is less than 10, and that tells me that this is part of the plan in terms of the collusion and oppression by those in governance to silence. There's been a report that come out. I don't know if I show you that report. I'll see if I can get it out to you. That the social media companies, they are working with governments to suppress people from speaking up. People like me and you, people like us who come on live broadcast, they are suppressing us. I wonder if I can actually find out for you. But before I do that, let me get this information first. I want to get this out, get this and do something with this, and hopefully it'll make sense somehow. But let me just see if I can. 1 second, please. Okay. One second, please. I'm just trying to get something out there. You will see it in a minute. Okay, so we'll just do this quickly because I just need this to be done so that it helps us. Because there is a lot of attempts to try and silence many of us who speak truth to power, and we shouldn't be deterred. Neither am I. I'm not deterred. So let me just put this up here. So before I wrap it up, 1 second, please. And I'll read the comments that are on Facebook. So beg your pardon, please. But I wanted to show you that somebody on the Congress exposed the fact that the social media platforms, they've all been controlled, and they can silence anybody they want. They'll just get them they'll call in and they'll literally silence them. And this is something we need to be aware of. Please subscribe and share. Thanks. And it's really, 1 minute, please. Okay, so So we'll do that and just, okay, so that's going to be there, and I'm going to try and see if that will make sense. Okay, so just run. Okay, that's fine. We'll leave that for now. And let's go in here. Just give me a minute. I'm just trying to get something done here. So please subscribe and share. Sorry about that. I forgot to do something else. So here we go. I knew there was something I was trying to do, but I couldn't get it there. Now I do. Oh, okay. One minute, please. Just get that quickly. I'll get back again. Sorry about this. Something happened here. What was that? Okay. Give me a minute, please. I'm just trying to get this right. Yeah, I mean, I often don't like to think about it, but sometimes I just think, and it's really quite, yeah, you know, you just feel exasperated that there's you can see that they're trying to do things to really undermine and prevent information that could really make positive impact on people, to hide it and make it difficult. And but I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to give up. We will continue, because this task is something that we must all take on, at all costs, to make sure that the people get the best, and we can free ourselves, you know, like the song says, emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. Have no fear for atomic energy. None of it can stop the time. How long must they kill our prophets whilst we stand aside and look? Oh, some say it's just a part of it. We've got to fulfill the book. I want you help to sing. This song of freedom is all I ever had. Oh yeah, redemption song. This song of freedom is all I ever had. Oh yeah, redemption song. So we need to free ourselves. Nobody else is going to do it for us. And that's why we have to put all our efforts in and to awaken our people. Because really, what has happened to us here is truly unimaginable in many respects. But nonetheless, we must continue to push on and awaken our people. We got riches beyond compare. And that's not even a debate. It's not even a debate. It's a statement of fact. Many in the West now, they've now openly admit that Africa is a rich continent. But the policies that they're pursuing within Africa is impoverishing us in our own land. And we need to really, be aware of that. And making sure that going forward, that we take control of the narrative as far as Africa is concerned for Africans. Do you know that Europeans are free to travel around Africa, you know, without having to queue for passports or any of that? But we in our own land, where they put borders and things to frustrate us, and we are accepting this nonsense. It really is time we woke up. It really is time that we begin to address this severe unjust imbalance and confront it, and actually make sure that this is not something around Africa. This is something that we confront and begin to take control. They have found that at Botswana, they are demanding that they get 50% of their own diamond, because the De Beers were only getting 18% of their own diamond. So now the contract ran out. So they've said now they're looking for offers. They want to start getting their own, getting 50% of whatever is taken out of Botswana, the soil of Botswana. And I mean, this is, how long are we going to be on our knees? We need to get up. But the only way we can get up is if we stand together. And I hope that makes sense. You know, let me find that video for you. I wonder if I can find it, because I want you to hear the video of what I just showed you about the media being silenced and all that. I want to see if I can show you that. If I can, even if it's me to just bring it up quickly so you can see it, then it's worth me doing that, because I need you to really understand that we need to take some really critical steps here. We must take some critical steps, you know. So hang on, let me see. So I want to just check this out first before I can. Where is it? Yeah, I'm going to send that. You'll see it in a minute. I'm just going to get it out there now because it's important. These are things that we look at and we often don't say anything, but we need to understand. When I talk about the fact that we're being silenced and everything, this is what I mean. So and I read it and I'm like, okay, you know, so this is what really is. It's not my imagination any longer. It's part of what they've been doing to silence us, and we do need to know that. So when you know it, at least you can, you know, we carry on. It's not going to deter me, because you know, we just want our people to have that information so that they can actually grow and actually begin to take control of the narrative and what affects what, you know, not allow these things to affect us like they've been doing, you know. Please go ahead, subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube, the platform where we speak truth to power. The messages are pinned on both Citizen AY and on YouTube. Go ahead and do that. We really need your support to grow the platform. Facebook are not reliable. Please, 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 when you're coming in, hit the like button, give us a thumbs up, help us reach more people, because what we're doing here is oftentimes you know, things to actually help to get people to reach you know, to get the information they need. So let's put it this way. Okay, so this is it here. You can join us also on Twitter and on you can join us on Instagram. Sorry, so what this
their
now?
voices
Oh, sorry about that. Okay, I need to do it in a way. I've got to redo that again. Sorry, I know what's happened. I'll just bring it back up again. I know what's happened there. I need to get this information quickly. 1 second. I'll get it done. I think it was a rush, but we will get that. We'll get that back again. So give me a minute. I'll get it, and then we can play it, and we'll do that again later on. Try remix. Yeah, I know what's happened. Okay, it went off. So we will do that now. So 1 minute. You'll see it in a minute. Just give me a minute. You'll be seeing it in a minute. I'm just getting it out there. The injustice. They shut us down. It's deliberate. It is not acceptable at all. Truly not acceptable. Okay, so they are silencing free speech. You know, social media platforms silencing free speech, you know, and that's really, you know, on behalf of the governments, you know, and it's crazy. It just, you know, you will see it in a minute, and it will make sense, you know. Let me just put that up. A minute. So I just wanted to just do that before I carry on, because it's important that we do so. Okay. Just need to get this out. So I want you to hear it yourself, because oftentimes when we say something, people think, oh, it's just an exaggeration. They think we're exaggerating what's going on, but it's not the case. We're not exaggerating at all. We are trying to really enlighten and make people aware, so that we don't, you know, continue to make the same mistakes over and over and over again and think that we're going to improve. No, we're not, you know. So we need to really do that, you know. So what we're gonna do? So what we're gonna do is to just get this out. I'm sorry, it's taking some time. But meanwhile, whilst I'm waiting for that to happen, let me see. I mean, it's crazy that a president will come out and not even care about the suffering that is put the people in, and he make and you know. You could see the efforts that they're putting towards helping the people in the north. The bank and everything is going to the communities. What about in the south? So that's when you talk about this thing about, oh, I want to be what's the word? How do you put it again? Yeah. I believe in one Nigeria. What do you mean exactly? Which part of what they're doing is one Nigeria? The oppression of you and your people, is that one Nigeria? You know, so. I just want us to really think about that. I really do. I really want us to think about that and begin to understand that this is not how it should be at all. It should not be like this. It is unjust. It's very, very wrong. And I'm hoping that we will address this, clearly in a way that is important and confront this injustice. Because I'm, like I said, it is just. Right, okay. I'll have to show you that later another time then, because it's not quite ready. But one thing I will say is that from what we're saying to you, the social media platforms are being deliberately targeted. And yeah, it's just this. But like I said, the injustice is going on all the time. I mean, I'm seeing if there's more videos and things that's popping up, and we cannot continue to allow this to oppress us in our land and think that we're going to progress. We're not. We need to. It's time for us. And the thing is this: why these programs are so important is this: we are trying to encourage you to become independent, to be the fisherman. Don't be the man accepting the fish. We are trying to show you how you can fish for yourself, so that you can take control of the situation, so that when the government tries to do this nonsense next time, you just say, no, you're working for us. We are the masters for you. We are the ones who are paying your wage. You need to do our bidding. If we haven't got good roads, you must listen. We are voting for you to carry out a role, and you are paid for that role, and you must carry those roles out and reject the attempt to divide you in your community. Don't fall for the idea of going to churches and things and think that will solve your problem, because it won't solve the problem. It is just a fool's paradise to believe in that. To be honest, it is literally a fool's paradise, and that's what we're trying to really hopefully many of you will see and actually understand and agree. So let me take this one now. Okay, I will put it up now. You'll see it now. It'll be coming up in a minute. Where is it? Okay, 1 second, please. I just need to thread this through, because I need you to see this to make sense of what I'm saying, so that it's not going to be yeah. Now you'll see it in a minute. Give me a minute. So it'll be coming up now. Okay, so let's just get that there. There we go. Okay. So,
their voices. Did the U.S. government ever contact you or anyone at Twitter to pressure Twitter to moderate or censor certain tweets? Yes or no?
We have a program.
Did the U.S. government ever contact you or anyone at Twitter to censor or moderate certain tweets? Yes or no?
We receive legal demands to remove content from the platform from the U.S. government and governments all around the world.
Thank God for Matt Taibbi. Thank God for Elon Musk for allowing to show us in the world that Twitter was basically a subsidiary of the FBI.
There you go. So I wanted you to just see that, so that it's not like I'm making this up. I'm not making it up. You can be rest assured that the Nigerian government is involved in doing this as well. You can be rest assured about that. So when we talk about things, we're not just saying it. We come with facts. We try and make sure that the things that we tell you are things that are. Good evening, my brother James Friday. That are factual. We're not interested in coming to to lie and everything else. Oh, I missed the comment by Narada. Nigerians, especially Southerners, Middle Belt, are paying heavy price now because they bought into the lie and myth of one Nigeria. In Nigeria now. Again, I cannot overemphasize how important the statement made by Narada Franklin. Very, very important. If you want to make a call or something, I'm grateful if you can. But it's very, very important. And thank you for joining the broadcast. We've been it for a good few hours now, but the reason I'm on this is to try to wake us up, to try to encourage us that we cannot give up. These elections is just a distraction. What we need is a referendum, but we're not going to get that yet. But in the meantime, before we get to the point where the referendum comes in, the things we need to do, you need to understand that the buildings that these people go into, these looters go into, the politicians or the greedy politicians, the local government offices, the state of assembly, the state house of assembly, the governor's office, the national assembly, all of those offices, it is your money that was used to build those properties. You own those properties, and the people that worked within them, you pay them. So you have a stake in the ask. You must begin to exercise that right, that we paid you to carry out a service, and you must work on our behalf. The quicker, and if you keep going to the church will just take your mind away. The church, if you keep going to the church and the mosque, they will just take your mind away from what you need to do. Your community, just thinking that you can do this on your own as an individual person and you can be okay, it's an illusion. It will not work. What will work is when you come together as a community, begin to exercise your right, because the funds that these people are getting is your funds. It's our collective funds within our community. We need to hold them to account. Our roads, that's the only way you will get roads, water, light, schools, bridges, hospitals built. Know the responsibilities of the councillor, the responsibilities of the local government authority, the responsibilities of the state house of assembly, and chase them. We have to put their feet to fire to make sure that they continue to meet our needs. The Bible and the Quran are designed to keep you believing in something and distract your mind away from ever holding your governor to account. We need to wake up the minds of the people now, so that when we get to the place where we're going for, we got our self-determination, the people already, they know how to hold those they elect into office to account. It will continue. We don't want to just start that process anew. Now is when we should start. The election coming, it doesn't matter who's coming in. Begin to now hold whoever is in there. They need to be coming to your area every week to see the lack of roads, lack of water, lack of road, light, school. Oh, that's what should be happening every day. And remember, what the man did in the video, like I showed you before, he questioned them, and they don't like that. We must question, and question, because that is the only way we can get results. Question, hold them to account, let them understand that in no uncertain terms are we going to accept anything less than them being made accountable for their actions. And that is the way for us to achieve many of the things that we want. That indeed is the way we can actually get there. So 1 second, please. I'm just checking something here. Okay, I moved that back out. Okay, I did remember now. So yeah. So please, I really want you all to help us share the broadcast. Emmy, my brother, thank you very much. Olaiton, thank you very much. Oluwaseun Adeyemo, okay, thank you very much. Solomon, thank you for sharing it. Patrick Onyeka, thank you very much. Prince Israel, thank you very much for sharing it. We need as many. Please continue to share as you come in. just share it. It doesn't take just a couple of clicks. You share it, and we'll reach as many people, more people as well, to get this broadcast, to reach as many people and to raise the level of awareness within our community. There's a lot of work for us all to do. This election will happen. I know that. We agree. We understand that. That election is coming. That's not in dispute. But what I'm saying is that it is meaningless. It is ineffective. It will not have any impact on your lives. And those of you who are going for that, who are voting in it, we will be here. Like I said, we will be here after the elections. We'll be here, and it will dawn on you then that what you did in going for that election, here we go. There you go. I want to show you something else again. Let us show you something else again. Let us show you something else again. In the north, they are going into the places to give them money. In the south, they're making us fight each other for money. They're using point of sale. To get money out, they have to charge almost half of the money what you take out. This is crazy. I mean, you will see it in a minute. I kid you not. This is, in fact, I don't need to move from there. I'm going to do it from here. Sorry about that. I am beyond, this is beyond even, I don't even have words to begin to explain what I've just seen. Let me see, is it there? Yeah. Okay, I think this is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. Hang on, what time was that? Okay, 1 minute. 1 minute, please. There's a lot to see. I mean, there's so much information coming in that I haven't even got time to catch up with it. There's so much information coming in that to even get to catch up with it is incredible. And that's because of what is going on. And we have to be very aware. Okay. We'll see in a minute, I think. Oh, no. Okay. Okay. Oh. I think you're in that. Yeah. So where is it then? Okay, you know what? It's fine. It's okay. We'll do this anyway. Okay. We'll get it done now. It will come up in a minute. I just want you to just see what is going on, because oftentimes we don't factor that in when we think, oh, it doesn't matter, and we just sort of we're exaggerating, but we're not. This is the reality that's on ground. I showed you a video where they went into the hinterlands and exchanged money for them and everything else, and they just there was no rush, nothing. But what they're doing to us in the south is deliberately causing havoc, and that is terribly, terribly unacceptable. It is totally unacceptable. And then somebody will come and say vote in elections. They're not interested in what's happening to you. They're not interested in what's happening to you at all. Now watch this. Watch this.
You collect 4,000 inside 10,000. What kind of wickedness is that?
You see? You see?
So we can find this our country for ourselves. What kind of rubbish? Make up punish that your guy. They are letting you know the truth. 10,000, 4,000. For what?
Let's go again. Let's go again. Watch.
10,000.
Watch, you.
You collect 4,000 inside 10,000. What kind of wickedness is that? So we can find this our country for ourselves. What kind of rubbish? Make up punish that your guy. They are letting you know the truth. 10,000, 4,000. For what? Are you a criminal? That no pass thief. Hello. You not go there here today. You will not walk here today. You will tell your guy.
You see?
Nobody will withdraw money here. Let's see you.
You see that?
Buhari police station. They're mad.
You see that? You see that? You see that? See?
My money don't finish now. We can this now.
Can you see what they've done?
Let's go work, go suffer. Go suffer, work, money come. You collect 4,000, you say 10,000.
You see what they've done? You see what they've done? Let's go and look at the other video again. I'm actually going to go back and look at the other video. I want you to see the sharp contrast between this and what we showed you before. Here we showed you this before. Notice that there is no stress in the north. Notice this is deliberate.
Of the Central Bank of Nigeria.
See that?
Are here in Pasi, a remote area in Kibia local government area of Kano State. Access road to the community is very poor with no visible communication network. The mission of the Apex Bank was made known to the community leaders, and afterward, the people came out in large numbers, both young and old, to exchange their old Naira notes for new ones.
You see?
Those with automated teller machine cards were also attended to.
I'm so happy to see the officials.
Can you notice? I'm going to do this. Can you notice the difference between what I just showed you and what happened moments ago and this one?
You collect 4,000, I say 10,000. What kind of wickedness?
Look at that.
Make up punish that your guy. They are letting you know the truth. 10,000, 4,000. For what? Are you a criminal?
So charges 4,000 for 10,000 naira.
You don't go there here today. You will not work here today. You will tell your guy. Nobody will withdraw money here. Let's see you.
Let's go Buhari police station.
They're mad.
You Abba.
See that? Now tell me that is not deliberate. Tell me that's not deliberate. Tell me that is not a deliberate government policy to cause distress, to cause frustration. And we're talking about one Nigeria. So how one is that? So look at the obvious fight here. But I tell you to believe one Nigeria. Look at that. And on the other side, it's as calm as you like. Can you see, just by the evidence of that alone, we're not one. Because if we were one, it should be both sides, everywhere should be calm. Not one side calm, the other side strife. Does it make sense? Does what I'm saying, does it make sense? I hope what I'm saying makes sense to you guys. Please subscribe to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Help us grow the platform. We need to reach more and more people. Like I told you, there is some things that have been done to depress the numbers, but we're not going to be deterred. We just want to get you to get the information out there to reach as many people as possible, and that's why we're doing the broadcast. We'll probably be rounding up because we're coming up to 4 hours, and I think Facebook brings it down when it comes to that round about that 4 hours mark. So we'll probably bring it down and then come back and we might do a Yoruba version of this or something later on. But what we want to do is really make us all aware that there is sheer injustice. And look, I mean, just here. 10,000 for to withdraw 10,000. They want to charge 4,000. That is 40%. That's 40%. And there's no government to assist to make things simple. And they want to cause this distress among us. So, ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. I think I'll probably bring it to an end now. Bring it to an end. But before I go, I'm going to play this song again because I want you to really think about that. Because the last thing we just saw now is heartbreaking. So The song is How Long Una Go Dey Suffer. Let's listen to it because we are suffering. And the only people that can free us is, of course, ourselves. Here you go.
My people, I throw it alone. Hey, hey. Make it like hell. How long? How long? How long? How long? How long? How long una go dey suffer? How long?
How long?
How long? How long? How long? How long? How long una go dey suffer? How long? How long? How long? How long una go dey suffer? How long? How long? How long? How long una go dey suffer? My people, we don tire inside Nigeria. Na slave camp we dey na so my people we don tire for the country where them they call Nigeria. Na slave camp the time done knock where we suppose stand up for our rights. Stand up for our rights. The time done knock where we suppose stand up for our rights. For self-determination. How long? How long? How long? How long? How long? How long una go dey suffer? How long? How long? How long? How long? How long? How long una go dey suffer? How long? How long? How long? How long una go dey suffer? How long? How long? How long? How long una go dey suffer? Abdul Salam na fake man. Now he put that constitution for your head, yo.
That's all.
Abdul Salam na fake man. Na military man can't tell you na say
Na get constitution.
no be lie.
Na lie, yo. Na fake. Na fraud, oh.
That constitution. Na him dem dey claim close to na high, yo. Make una wake up. Make una wake up. Oh. How long?
I just dey wonder.
How long una go dey suffer? How long? How long?
What a country.
I just dey wonder. How long? How long? How long? How long una go dey suffer? How long? How long? How long una go dey suffer? My people, I want make una know.
Say, oh, self-determination, oh, na your right, yo.
My people, I want make una know.
No, say, oh,
Self-determination.
na your right, yo.
You must fight for your right.
Yes, so.
You must stand for your right. You must get up, stand up. You must tell your
People for your village,
for your town, for your city, any inside country where you dey. Oh, Atiku, Emilokan, or Peter Obi no be the solution. Na the solution, na it be the solution. Make una wake up.
Make una wake up,
Wake
oh.
up. Make una wake up. Wake up. Time down knock. Bagang bagang. Be Yoruba man. You be Biafran. I want make una know say self-determination na your right, you. How long? How long? How long? How long? How long?
Una go dey suffer. How long? How long? How long?
How long una go dey suffer? How long? How long? How long? How long una go dey suffer? How long? How long? How long? Yoruba land na your land, yo. Middle Belt na your land, yo. Hausa land na your land, yo. Biafra land na your land, yo. No be Nigeria, no be Nigeria. Nigeria. Ra 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 oh.
Yeah, as ever, I thank for listening to that. You can get it on iTunes and on Spotify to help in terms of what we're doing. And most of all, the best way, of course, you can help is to subscribe to Season A on YouTube. Help us grow the platform. Share the broadcast. There are lots of very important points made. You're looking at the sad fact that to take out 10,000 naira, you have to pay 4,000 naira, and they have to break the place up. And on the other side in the north, they're not having to do any of that. It's just easy for them. I don't see how that explains to you why what you just saw is a clear divide. It shows one part of Nigeria being protected and buffeted and given everything, and the other side being deliberately denied. Not forgetting, of course, that we are the ones who possess the resources that they're taken away. I want you all to have a think. Thank you very much for joining us. It's been a long time, a long one. This one, we'll be back later on. Please, I hope this resonates with you. If it does, please do share. And for those of you that will watch later on, please watch in all its entirety, and let's talk about different things. And the election is going to happen, but please, I want you to know that those who they're going to be electing, you are the ones paying for them. Let me say that again slowly. Those that are going to be elected, you are the ones paying for them. You will be paying for your councillor, local government chairman, your House of Assembly member, your governors, your senators, your House of Reps. It's the money, it's all our money. So the quicker we start telling them what we want and get our minds, you see, like fella said, get your minds out of those garden places, out of the church, out of the mosque, and come into reality and face the people who we pay to fix our roads. Put pressure on them. Nothing will change. In the short term, that's what we need to do. So thank you all very much. Thank you for watching. You're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. I'll be back later on. We mustn't relent. The election will take place. We know that. But I am telling you all, those who vote in the south, west, southeast, and south, or however you want to, southwest and southeast and middle belt, there will be the biggest hangover when it dawns on you that nothing has changed. We're still the same situation. You just changed a bunch of corrupt leaders now for new sets of corrupt leaders because the system has not changed. And that is the problem with the situation that we're in. But you need to be holding them to account. When you do that, we have more certainty of changing the system when you begin to hold them to account. Going to a church and praying or going to a mosque and praying will not fix your road, will not give you health care, will not give you safety and security. You need to put pressure on those people who you pay that are supposed to work for you and make sure that they put it in place. As collectively, as groups, as local government areas or group of citizens in a particular area, given area, collectively go forward and demand what is rightfully yours and remind them that you're paying their bills, the house they're in, you're paying for it, the cars they buy, that you're paying for it. We need to do that, and we need to spread this across all across the southwest, southeast, middle belt, so that people know and begin to hold these people to account. Thank you very much for watching. You're watching Season A, the platform where we speak truth to power. I'll be back later on. Please, if this broadcast resonates with you, do share, please. Do share. And you're welcome if you want to give us stars or something and press on it, that's fine. If you want to subscribe as well, please, we urge you to go ahead and subscribe. That is the best way you can help us. Subscribe. And of course, you can download the song How Long. It's on Spotify and iTunes. Thank you very much. Oh, Eunice, thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you, my sister. Yes, we must be in touch. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you so very much for your kind words. I really appreciate that. I mean that. I really am grateful. Thank you so much. And for all of you watching, thank you for watching. For now,